Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, we do mini series, we do long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. I realized that my webcam is right. There we go. Tonight we are playing a game called Arc Doom. We've played it once before. It is a beautiful storytelling game about the end of the world and what we do in it. But before we dive into it, I do have just a few announcements to go through. The first is that we have two sponsors for tonight's stream. That is Hero Forge and Epidemic Sound. Hero Forge is what we use to make all of our cool character tokens on a lot of our streams. Go there to make really cool minis, which if you use our link, you can get cool stuff and support us in the process. And we heck and love you for it. Our other sponsor, as I go ahead and hit play. Oh, I muted it instead of hit play. Aha! Is Epidemic Sound. It's the site that we use to get all of our royalty-free sounds and sound effects. They have an ever-growing library of just any genre you could ever want. Highly recommend you go check it out. You're a content creator like us and you have to worry about a thing called copyright strikes. Epidemic Sound is amazing. We've never had a problem. And they have really cool stuff. Once again, you can use our link, which I assume Dido will post in the chat. I'm just taking a stab at it. And if you do, you get 30 days free, access to the entirety of the site. And if you decide to keep your subscription after the 30 days, it does go to supporting us. And once again, we heck and love you for it. We do have our own website where you can find out all the information about us, our cast members, and the community that helps support us, as well as all of our really cool merch, which is also ever growing. And we have a YouTube channel. It's just Lost Caravan RPG. All of our streams go there, so if you miss one, so go check it out. Alright, I think that's all the announcements. One of the mods will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the February casting call is closed. I think. Tessa might correct me if I'm wrong. And the casting call for our long running campaign that will be starting in March is still open. So if you're interested in either Avatar Legends or Fabula Ultima, go sign up. We'd love to see you there. Alright, that for sure is enough out of me. But I'm going to pass it on over to the lovely cast and crew that I have in front of me. Let them tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight. So clockwise, starting with Ian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. You can find me on Twitter at uptight_chiffon. Tonight I am playing Aconite, who is a human question mark, seems to be for the most part. But the end of the world may or may not be coming, and Aconite is here for a good time and maybe a long time, but that's not the priority. So we're going to get into some shenanigans, a little bit of chaos, which, if anybody has watched me game before, typically my cup of tea. But I'm super excited to be here tonight to try out this new game.
Yeah. Like having a character that just Shanghai's some engineers to come and work aboard your ship.
You know what, Hoop? A little bit of crime is kind of a good thing, okay? Sometimes we need to resort to a little bit of violence.
All right, we'll go over to Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Twitter and other socials at NerdOnWheels15. And tonight I am playing Lila Quinn, the sweet optimist, not the most brainy, but she makes up for it with the amount of care she has for her fellow friends. She is a seer, and even with her sweet demeanor, she sees horrible things just looking at a beautiful sky or a tree. But everything's gonna be okay, guys, right? Right?
Oh, totally. All right, and that'll bring us down to Nisa.
Hi everyone, I'm Nisa, also known as Zeldaner1988. Tonight I am playing Akuji Foxu. Akuji Foxu is a uh, humanoid fox, Fox canis, that has two tails and a kind of a void eye. So one eye is a normal brown color, and the other eye is just pitch black. She looks and sees death as something endearing, even cute. So a this omen for the end of the world, to her, uh, in comparison to someone else, would be almost like an invitation to a tea party. So she has quite a fondness with things related to death and even things that are necrotizing or dying, and is has such a good outlook on life, but an even better outlook to the end of life.
Beautiful. All right, then over to Kai.
Hi, folks. My name's Kai. I'm not really much on social media except for Discord. Kidron underscore Starwolf. If and I'm sure Chad just slaughtered that. The capturing bot. But I am playing Perkus tonight. Perkus Stormsinger is a centaur of the Sea Spray clan. They have some distant relationship to sirens, but they, as a clan, they sing to storms to calm them. And every storm has its own song that will quiet it. And storm singers go out into the world and they look for lore, they look for history, they look for new songs that can be used to add to the clan's repertoire to calm storms at sea. And storm singers lead the clan in those songs when the time comes. So Perkus has visited the town where this story opens many times. They have friends there, and is just happens to be in town when we get notified that things are about to go down.
Heck yeah. Which we'll get to in just a moment. And then, last but not least, over to Pix. I think you muted.
I probably am. Yeah. But yeah. I'm Pix, or Pixelated Bunny, or Distal's place. All the people there, they all know me as girlfriend. It's a long story. But I'm going to be playing Rhiannon. She goes by Rhi. She is like half gnome, half human. And so she's kind of got short person complex. She likes to use her fists to answer all of her problems. And she is not the type that's going to be all that inquisitive, because if she knocks you out, the problem is solved.
Yep, absolutely.
She just got a punch full.
And of course, I am Andrew, your Games Master for the evening, and for most evenings around here, although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the GM seat in the coming weeks, because we got a bunch of great people that want to tell a bunch of great stories, and I'm here to support it. But suppose that brings us into the meat and potatoes. Let's throw on some ominous music here. Perfect. So, once in a while, doom strikes at the oddest of times. The kingdom of Lostanica is holding its annual celebration of lights, a 3-day-long event to celebrate the founding of the kingdom. While most citizens are focused on decorations, baking, and music, others of you have been given terrible news in the most peculiar of ways. Each of you have been given a note. I can go around, ask each of you where you were, what you were doing, or how you received this note. If you were together with someone else, then that's even easier. But we'll start with Aconite. Where were you when you found this note?
Aconite was sifting sort of through the crowd. I'm kind of looking for an easy mark. I'm trying to see maybe there's a little something that I want to, add to my pocket in the least legal means possible. And instead, I come across somebody who just, sort of exudes that arrogance that I am kind of drawn to. You should probably be taken down a notch. So I go and I try to swipe something from their pocket. I assume that they have something very fancy in there, and instead I come away with this note
So it
that
wasn't even meant for you.
I was just here snooping around, and now I'm sitting there reading it, and I'm like, Doom, what is happening?
Love it.
Not at all what I was interested in, but I'm curious enough to keep it.
Okay. Well, Lila, how did you get this note?
Well, I think that I was walking through the little village square and I saw a butterfly and I followed the butterfly and the wind blew this letter into my face and it was a little disturbing, not as disturbing as I'm usually used to seeing. But it looked important and so I figured I should follow the trail. Maybe that butterfly had something to do with it. I'm not quite sure.
And it just landed on this piece of paper and it was just yours.
Mhm.
Fair
Crazy how
enough.
that happens.
All right. Bring us down to Akuji.
Well, Akuji was just trying to come back from the woods. She had found a nice rotting branch in the woods and was taking a look at the decomposition and looking at all the little bugs and just cooing over a millipede eating the remnants of another critter. And as she was coming back, she was just looking around and watching some leaves fall from the trees and felt a crumple under her foot. And she looked down, and there was a piece of paper. I was like, well, that's certainly not a leaf. And she picked it up and was like, oh, there's blood all over this, and words written on it. So she just literally stepped upon it. Ears.
All right. Yeah, so far it doesn't sound like any of these notes were particularly meant for any of you. Just interesting. But maybe that'll change. We'll move on over to. Thank you for the villain point. I still don't know how to pronounce this. How do you pronounce Pike? Persis? Perkis. Thank you.
Yep. Perkis is was wandering with was about to enter the town with Lila, and then looked down and Lila was gone, which is not unusual. But Chris and Lila are fairly well acquainted at this point, and so just pretty sure Lila will show up when it's time for Lila to show up, because that's how a Lila do. And makes their way to the inn to check in with some old friends, see what's doing, And on the way there, actually stumbles upon is taking a shortcut through a back alley and stumbles upon uh a crumpled body and sees a bloody note in their hand, and there's no guards around, there's no sign of the attacker, and the only clue as to what's going on is this note. And so picks it up, reads it, and sort of wanders on in shock, goes to the inn because that's where Lila will probably know to find them, and just sort of sits down and grabs a drink and tries to process what they just found.
Right. Yet another that doesn't seem this note was actually meant for you, and yet here you are. And that will bring us to, correct me if I mispronounced this, but Rhiannon?
Rhiannon, but you can just call
Rhiannon.
me Rhi.
Rhi, okay.
Look, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have knocked his lights out. He was just trying to hand me the letter, but if we're real honest, I'm not a big reader. And so I was just like, who the heck's going to be writing me? And I thought it was some sort of prank. So I may have clocked him and then drug his body and put it behind one of the trash cans in the alley so that nobody else would see the fact that he needed to come to. And I wasn't waiting around for it because it took longer than 15 seconds. But because I couldn't read it, and I mean, I recognize the RHI. I was like, oh, that's probably the rest of my name. So I had to find Lila to get her to read it to me because the writing's all curly and twisty, and I'm not so good at those sorts of things.
So let me get this straight. The individual that Perkus found and took the note off of was just trying to deliver this to most of, if not all of you, got knocked out, drug into an alley, and then looted.
Listen, I said what I said. I have no regrets.
Fair enough. Well, let me go ahead and throw this note on the screen for the stream to see.
So many concerns.
Immediate concerns. Too big. Too big. There
You
we
see,
go.
twisty writing. I'm sorry about the blood.
Turns out the blood was already there. But
Oh, well, see, then I don't feel that bad about it.
each of you, in your own ways, reading the notes or having someone else read the notes, find that it says, "Please, you must do something. I've seen the omens that the kingdom will fall tonight if we do not act. Who I am is not important. All that matters is that you listen to what I say. 3 omens will strike. If they are allowed to pass, that will mean the end for us all. Rain will wash away joy. Darkness will swallow song. Stars will signal the end. My visions have pointed me to all of you to save us. No one else can know where the end will become inevitable. This message will be delivered by an innocent courier, for I must remain hidden. Most importantly, none of you can..." And the message cuts off. Each of your pages are soaked in blood.
Akuji is looking around the ground for the innocent courier. It's like, was it a beetle? Was it an ant? Was there a squirrel? And she's looking around. She doesn't think like a humanoid or a bipedal or a quadpedal being dropped this off.
I mean, there's creatures all over the place. None of them seem to be taking credit for it, but maybe they're just shy.
Maybe.
How innocent's innocent, man?
I
He came at me.
guess we'll never know.
He'll be fine.
Ish.
Ish.
Well, with that, I know that some of you have already started to gather, to find yourselves. Some of you being just visitors to the city. Is anyone actually a resident in this capital city? Aconite
Aconite
is.
is.
Everyone else is.
I think Ree and Mary also said, right?
I'm muted. That would help. I think that Layla is living in town right now because she kind of doesn't have anywhere else to go. So she's just kind of clinging to whoever will like let her stay at the moment. But she does travel around because she does get lost very easily.
So, where would you all like to gather?
Well, Akuji is going to be making her way into town since she was on the forest edge. It is going to go stay at the hotel that she was staying at, which I think it was in that district that she met Perkus.
Huh?
Like she saw a centaur for the first time and thought they were, awesome.
So Akuji, Perkus, and Lila would kind of happenstance re-wander and get unlost, coming across each other out in the front of your inn amongst the crowds of people that are still getting things ready, still putting up banners. What about Ree and Aconite?
I think Aconite is probably headed toward wherever the rumors are saying that a courier got knocked out. Aconite was probably like, I know who that is. Let's go. And is able to kind of fit himself through like spaces that he probably shouldn't fit. He goes to pass between two people, and one of his shoulders kind of shifts a little bit out of its socket while the other one is still curved forward, and then he kind of shifts back around. And he eventually kind of just dances his way through. And if Ree has rejoined with the group, then would probably very loudly proclaim, I think I have found something interesting, and walk in with the blood-soaked note in hand to the rest of the group.
Aconite would probably see Ree like checking on the courier after the word innocent was used for the courier, just to make sure that like they will be okay. Because she's not a monster. She just like he came
Yeah.
at me.
Self-defense.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a rough part of town, and it was an alley. Like, what was he thinking? It's completely his fault.
Yes.
But
even just like peering back around the corner, you'd see that some of the local guard have already got him on his feet. They're tending to the bruise, but he seems okay.
But what's this interesting thing you found?
Well, you were being visited by a courier. Did you get something interesting as well? Mine was a note, and no courier gave it to me. I can at least say that.
Yeah, I got a note. I made Violet read it to me.
Butterfly delivered mine.
I may have gotten mine off the poor fellow who's being escorted out of the alley.
Stepped on mine in the forest.
As everybody's going around, Aconite's shoulders just keep dropping. This is this is a lot less interesting now that it's not just my note. I was feeling kind of special.
I did have a question. Um, it says the kingdom will fall, but how does a kingdom fall if it's on the ground?
That's a really good question.
Somebody's got to push it, I suppose.
I'm gonna get down and try and push the ground.
Of all of our notes, is there a specific pattern of blood? Like, is all the same, or is some notes have more blood than others?
Some would have more, like it was paper stacked on top of each other. Do any of you have any affinities for the arcane, or occult, or whatever flavor your magic might be? Yeah. Looking at the papers, you get just kind of the faintest of like scent of enchantments. Like it's not an uncommon enchantment to simply have a stack of paper, have a magic quill, and whatever you write on the top one, it would translate rest below it. So any blood splatter that hits it would start to soak through, getting less and less as
That's concerning.
Does anyone want to else very concerned about this thing that we cannot do, that we're not being told we cannot do? That concerns me most of all. We're
It's
not
probably
supposed
best.
to.
Does anyone have the last bit? Like, most importantly of all, none of you can. And it kind of drops off there. It looks like it got ripped.
Yeah, probably best for me. Because if they told me I couldn't do something, I probably would.
I gotta agree with Ree there.
Yeah, well, if it was enchanted and then their blood that got soaked through the paper, the person could have been writing and then, well, they couldn't write anymore. So maybe it's best we don't know. I find that when I see things and then I try to stop them from happening, they almost happen more. So maybe it's best not to know. Or, we could all die. I don't know what the other option is.
But also,
Can't worry
this is
about it.
kind of funny because, the end is inevitable for anyone at any time. So, like, the open is like, is it like for a specific person, or is it for, like, it just says that the kingdom will fall, but, like, not everyone considers this kingdom their kingdom, you know?
Is there a country named the?
Not that I know of. Perhaps.
Um, I well, I assume it's talking about this one. Now, I'm not technically a citizen of this kingdom. However, uh, I have I have friends and acquaintances here, and I would be quite sad to see them in danger when I had possibly the ability to do something about it.
No,
They haven't ran me out yet, so.
At this point, in the midst of your conversation, you would all hear this loud, and then another, and then another, and see just these plumes of rainbow-colored dust just being shot into the air, multiple points throughout the streets, people cheering and laughing and just hordes of children just running up and standing under this cloud as it starts to just wave down on the city. A tradition where everyone tends to wear lighter, kind of almost whitish clothes, things that would accept color easily, and just patrol the streets, letting the tie-dye effects take its course, and by the end of the day, everyone is just this beautiful tapestry of color. It would seem that the events of today are starting. And with those events, I'm going to make the first Doom roll. I roll a d6 for every omen that is still active, and we have all 3. For every 5 or 6, we are 1 step closer on the Doom track. That is
no.
triple
It's a
6s.
6.
Oh my god.
It starts raining, and the kids are immediately sad because the color misses their shirts and washes on the ground. The
Good
joy,
news.
the joy.
There's 12 spaces on the tracker. Bad news is that we're already filled 3.
Great.
We're a quarter of the way there.
So, with
Is
that
there
in
any
mind...
like
Oh, go ahead.
is there any like screaming, any sense we get that something is not well within this festivities?
Could go with our very first roll of the game and go with a careful prowess roll.
So that is the approach. So careful, I have +2,
Mhm.
and then plus anything that I would have in prowess.
Yeah.
Where is prowess? It's not on my list, so I don't think I have it. So it's a 2. So I'm gonna have to roll at or under.
Prowess counts as is broken down into Arcana and Focus.
Oh,
Hold on.
so is it both? I would love for it to be both, because then it would be 6. So I would win.
Prowess skills. Yes. So yeah, let's go with a careful focus.
I have to roll under a 4. Oh, it's a 1. Do I re-roll it to see if I get like the?
Yeah. Our first roll of the game can't be a crit.
Hey, if you get
Oh.
one, we get one.
Sorry, that was a 5.
So- It's absolutely a success. There's no verbal or auditory clues that would tell you that anything is wrong. But how to put this? Just to keep in mind that these are the 3 in order omens that you're looking for.
What was the weather forecast for today?
Perkus sticks their head outside and looks up the clouds. Do we look like we're in for a cloud burst?
Not a drop. It is a pure blue sky.
But it does seem to be raining some color, and Aconite is going out into the street.
Just turn and go. Anyone else following
Would
along?
say before turning, would say to the group, it seems to be raining color. That was not Kian talking.
Well, Gucci follows Aconite out. It's like, oh, the first step to our death tea party. Cool.
I'd follow as well.
I'm going with the zebras. I'm going.
I half expected Lila to just say, I wasn't really paying attention, and just wander off.
I mean, honestly, that's probably more like it. Of like pretty color follow, but and it just so happens the group is like in the same-ish direction. That's
Yeah.
probably more like what would actually happen. But like, yeah, she just goes pretty colors. Yeah, 100%.
If If
And
Lila
Perkus,
happens, go
oh,
ahead.
and Perkus just sort of trots up beside her and just kind of, keeps her in sight and kind of, within the bounds of the group, just kind of guiding.
If Lila happens to stop an omen, it's going to be pure coincidence.
Yeah, literally.
No
That is all
intentionality.
this character is dumb coincidences. Like that's it. How
I
she has
love her.
survived this long, no one knows. It's like a baby that walks through traffic and survives. Like we're gonna find out. Like it's just gonna happen and it's gonna be great. But I guess can I as I'm like going through, I want to hold my hands out and just kind of feel like, do the colors feel happy or do they not feel happy?
Is there joy?
Are you relying on your Arcana or just trying to
I
get an
think
emotional
Arcana.
state?
Probably Arcana. I don't think she knows she's doing it, but it just happens with her. She has a feeling and she does things and they work sometimes.
How about a creative Arcana roll?
Okay. I have to roll under a 4. I got a 2.
Cool. The vast majority of what you're feeling around you is happy. It's celebratory, it's letting loose, it's venting frustrations into the sky and accepting that today is a day of celebration, remembrance. And you just kind of just like this is gonna sound awful, but this is the analogy that came to my mind. Like you were wading through a cool pool, and then there was just a warm trail.
It's not bad here.
It should specify the warm trail being not quite so happy, not so joyous, more anxious. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I think I'm gonna kind of start looking around at like faces and seeing like maybe if I'm like going through this area, it feels like it could be something following me, and that doesn't feel great. But what if it's someone like feeling something? And I'm gonna kind of try and see that like of the faces like around if there's anything odd, and kind of I think there's a moment that she's just gonna kind of stop in one of these dazes that you guys would probably know of, like something's happening, but it's very like she doesn't hide when this stuff happens, but she's just in one of those dazes of like watching around.
Assuming that the rest of you do see this.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger and just hold it up.
Cause that's not gonna cause any loss of joy.
Take from the rest of you.
Perkus is sifting through their memories for a song that might be appropriate, and the one that keeps popping into my head is like a medieval version of Blind Melon's No Rain. And is gonna start singing and playing it, and I will spare you all my terrible singing voice. Um, just because there's like this, we're all a little bit, the misfit and the misfit toys kind of band here, and it just kind of feels like maybe somebody else needs to hear that too.
I would be happy for at least for a short bit to give your companions +1 TN for the moment in regards to tracking down whatever this source of anxiety might be.
Knight is going to go over to Akuji and is going to link arms and start spinning the way that you do for square dancing. Is going to start to dance, and as we are spinning, very chameleon-esque, Aconite is keeping one eye on Lila to make sure that she's okay, and is scanning the crowd. And it's not that they're going opposite directions at the same time, but that one just kind of lingers a little bit too long before it catches up with where the other one is, but is trying to do both, but is using the ruse of dancing and is going to start to kind of intermingle with the rest of the crowd, whether everybody else is dancing or not, and is going to start to move into the crowd.
Okay.
Is anyone in our party wearing the lighter clothes? Because I know Akuji tends to wear browns and reds, so she probably won't have a lot of the color get onto her. But is anyone in the party wearing lighter clothes?
My hair is white.
Ooh. So is the color that is raining down on us, is it landing in that color or in different colors?
It would mostly, whatever, it would start to, dye whatever color is landing, but it was such just a rainbow of dust that went up into the air that everyone is kind of getting every color.
Okay. Alright, Godzilla.
Scared the crap out of me.
Alright, so everyone is getting covered in rainbow-esque colors, but the feeling of joy from the rainbow colors is not being felt. It's almost as if people are being splattered with metaphorical grays.
Some people, yes.
Some people, not everyone.
Not everybody.
I have a question.
Oh, yes. Oh.
I'm just wondering if my whole head becomes a rainbow and I sit down, will there be a pot of gold at my bottom?
That's a very valid question.
I mean, this could solve a lot of problems. For me. No.
You try it.
I'm gonna try and hold my hair out to catch more color, and then I'm gonna sit down and then look behind.
Yeah. Just poofing your hair out. And then you kind of disappear down behind the ever-growing crowd of people around all of you. With, correct me if I'm wrong, to keep track of this, with Fuji and Aconite kind of going off in this twirling dance throughout the crowd with, is it Leela or Lila?
Lila.
With Lila kind of going off in this trance and trying to follow the trail of emotions. I think the only one that might see you in this moment would be your centaur friend, as you just plop down breaking eyesight, disappearing behind the crowd. And I'll actually ask you to roll instead of rolling against you, because that's more fun. Scrolling away from the skills. I don't know if I said this at the stream, but everyone here is brand new to this game, and I have played it once. So I definitely still have the rules. There we go. Let's go with a concerted physique roll.
Ooh, I'm good at physique, but I'm not good at concerted. A 3.
What's your TN?
I have a 2 in physique.
And
then
nothing in
nothing.
concerted? Yep.
Yeah.
Would you
Does
give us
song
plus
still
one?
apply?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the +1.
That would make it a 3, which means you can either fail with an opportunity or succeed with a consequence.
Let's go ahead and fail.
Fail with an opportunity. As you duck down and start looking for your pot of gold, so that crowd starts to file in around you, and you just feel hands just gripping around your shoulders and then pulling.
Hey, get off of me! Get off of me! I'm gonna
Perkis,
pull out my dagger.
with the barely able to hear over the crowd, but you do hear the hey, get off me! And then probably a grunt of pain as this person is stabbed by a dagger. But otherwise, your companion seems to be disappearing somewhere into the crowd. Is there anything that you would like to do at this moment, Perkis?
Perkis looks around and tries to figure out what the commotion is, and sees sort of Rhiannon getting.
You can hear, but thanks to the crowd of the ever-growing crowd of people and the dust that's just hanging in the air, it's hard to see much of anything.
So I will sort of break off from my playing and go investigate and find out what
Okay.
was going on.
I am going to bring us into initiative. The way that combat works is that you basically, your initiative order is determined by what it is that you would like to do. Initiative. I can get to my cheat sheet. Where are you? There it is. Open.
I want to stab this guy in the kneecaps.
So,
I'm sure I can reach, right?
what you can do is either stand your ground, which means that you are just stopping, waiting, and giving yourself an advantage later. You can take a non-harmful action, which is usually any kind of skill checks. You can take a harmful action, which is like stabbing someone in the kneecap with a knife. You can use a spell or technique. And then if you just simply want to use your turn to move, that is the very last thing. So, would anyone like to stand your ground, which means you are basically doing nothing this round other than trying to gain an advantage?
Would the rest of us have a sense?
With the fact that we failed with opportunity, I would say yes, you are all acute there.
Perkis doesn't really want to hurt anyone because they don't know what's going on, and knows that Rhiannon is somewhat prone to overreacting. So, uh, it just sort of moves into a better position to see what is going on.
Okay. So would you like to
Keeping in
stand your
mind.
ground this round?
I that's what I was sort of asking. Does that count as standing my
So-
ground, or does that count as a move action? I'm not sure.
If you want to
Which-
stand your ground, it would mean that anyone that's trying to harm you or your allies would have their TN reduced by 1. So if you were just keeping an eye out, like shouting warnings, just being Overwatch, yeah, that would be standing your ground.
Okay, yeah, then that's what I'll do. I'll just make sure that the rest of my party knows, hey, it's Rhiannon's in there somewhere.
All right. Perkus is standing their ground. Would anybody be taking non-harmful actions? You don't have to determine what they are right now, if just in general, a non-harmful action.
Aconite will be, yes.
Aconites.
I think mine would be non-harmful.
Akuji's will be harmful.
And then harmful actions, Akuji.
So using the technique Deadly Focus.
So techniques are actually after harmful actions.
Aha, alright then. So then, yes, Akuji will be using a technique.
Beautiful. So using harmful action is just Re. A very harmful action.
I mean, he grabbed me from behind.
Fair, it's all fair. And of course, the player characters act before the enemies. So, very top of initiative, Perkus. You just climb to get some high ground, keeping an eye, shouting out warnings and directions to your companions. So anyone trying to harm any of you has -1 to their target number.
Yeah, so you just kind of see me do this little hop step up up some sturdy crates, and I'm already head and shoulders above most of you because I'm a centaur, but this gives me a little bit more.
All right, then Aconite or Lila. Non-harmful actions.
Go ahead, Lila.
I think I think this. So on Lila's belt, her like songbird from her village begins to sing, and that's kind of her cue. Kind of, hey, snap out of it. Something wrong is happening. And she kind of looks around and is trying to find like a source. I think in like the chaos of like seeing like, okay, if there's a bunch of people moving, like who seems to be not moving with the crowd, or who
Ooh.
might be orchestrating
Ooh,
like in this scenario.
okay. What skill do you think that would fall under?
Possibly observe. I think
Okay.
she's trying to watch the area to see what's happening.
How about a
at this
careful
point in
observe?
time. Okay. And then I doubt that the target number song still works, but
Yeah, I mean, till the scene is over, yeah.
okay, cool, awesome. All right, then that's a 4, and I rolled a 3.
Beautiful. There are certainly figures that are moving against the crowd. Like, most people are kind of creating this flow towards like the main central square where all stalls are being set up, where the band is currently practicing, where banners are being hung. But there's just a handful of people that are, even some of them are staring at you. They seem to be spreading out, some of them heading towards your friends, others headed directly towards you.
Okay, I'm probably gonna be guys, and just trying to like gesture wildly towards what I see.
All right.
That's my turn.
Acne.
How does Perkus feel to somebody climbing onto their back?
Oh, absolutely, go for it.
Okay. I feel like Aconite would have known this ahead of time, so I just wanted to make sure. So I have a lantern and a crowbar. Aconite is going to pull out the lantern and crowbar, climb atop Percus, and is going to hold the crowbar out like it's a sword and start yelling at people to get out of the way. And I'm going for creative impose, if you will let me have it.
I would say that's very creative, yeah.
Yes, okay. It has to be a 1 or a 2, but or a 3 because of the +1. But I really liked the idea. Hey, oh, it's a 3.
You tied.
Um,
You either succeed with consequence or fail with opportunity.
do we decide what the consequence is right in this moment?
Or if,
Okay.
if it's not on the list of consequences and you just have another idea, that's cool too.
Okay. I would like to I wanted to succeed, but I'm not sure of a consequence.
I
Please
can
don't
also
make me lose my crowbar and lantern. I don't want to lose those.
not at all.
Okay.
Your attempt at kind of causing people to start to clear out would not only work, but work very well. To the point where it's almost kind of this mini panic. And all of you just get shoved into, you're getting pushed aside, and for a moment at least, Percus, it's impossible for you to keep track of everyone. Every time you search the crowd to find one of your companions, you've lost to the others. So
And
that's...
I just turn over my shoulder. Hold on,
All
because
right.
at this point I'm like, are we safe where I'm positioned?
Oh yeah, you're
from
above
the
everyone
shuffling?
else, yeah.
Okay. So just hold on.
All right.
We'll find them.
Perkins had yelled that, and Aconite was already one leg off. It was like, ah, shit, okay, I gotta stay here.
Bree, down to harmful actions.
Mm-hmm. So feeling him or her, whoever grabbed me, because I don't think I've tried to see yet. But feeling them pull me back, I'm gonna pull out my dagger, and based on their height and the fact that I do brawl quite a bit, I'm gonna try and jab it underneath their kneecap to like pop it out.
Oof.
And sorry. And so would that be a physique check or a weaponry?
That would be
or...
weaponry. Let's go
Okay.
with concerted weaponry.
Oh man, I was hoping for creative. So
You know
I was
what?
getting creative.
I would accept creative too. Because that's
Right,
definitely more creative than just stabbing.
Right. I got a 1. I got a 1.
Roll again.
Okay, and I got a 2.
Close. But that is definitely a success. So what was your TN?
So I have a 2 in creative, and then weaponry is a 1.
So your TN was a 3, and how much does your dagger add?
+1.
So a total of 4 blood damage. As the one of the pair of hands that was starting to drag you away suddenly just lets go, lets out this scream of pain, and drops to the ground next to you at eye level, and there doesn't really seem to be any unique characteristics. They seem human. They are mostly covered in, that multicolored dust. Although now that you're getting a good look, you can see that it's not just dust that hit them that colored them, but they actually kind of painted themselves so that they could blend in with the people that are all covered in this multicolored dust.
I'm gonna paint you red if you don't get off of me.
The other one has now started to call out to companions. Just hey, no, grab the other one. You help me with this one. The one that you stabbed, though, is severely hurt, borderline dead, but I'm going to consider incapacitated for the moment. now, drop down
Used
to
to be
enemy
an
actions.
adventurer.
Guys, I think I got something in one of those vein thingies in his leg.
One of them is going to try to jab you, Bree, with their own dagger as payback. And
I have a +1 to my resistance.
so blood damage.
Physical.
Beautiful.
To physical resist. Yeah.
One, I don't know if enemies can crit, but I'm gonna roll it anyway. No, that's a 5. Another one comes by, and it's barely a nick. It's not even like they just jabbed a blade into your ribcage or anything. It's just kind of like they slashed across your upper arm. It would deal a total of 2 blood damage, but you have armor, so reduces it to 1 blood damage. And you are poisoned.
Oh no.
But the others are going to start moving in on your allies.
Guys, it stings. It stings.
The
Not
fact,
like a paper cut.
the fact that you took out one and drew another one to come to try to help subdue you means that there's only 2 left. And one is going to go for Lila, and one is going to go for... Let's just roll between Aconite and Nikuji. I didn't determine who was who. Aconite and Nikuji, who wants high and who wants low?
Take high.
High.
Take low.
That's a 6. So from the crowd around you, as the 2 of you are swinging, trying to get a view, and that... Oh no, you climbed up onto our good centaur friend here.
Yes.
So it would just be a Kuji.
Oh no.
They're gonna miss Akuji, and they're gonna miss Lila. With the warning that went out, just that moment to see these figures pulling out these very thin, curved blades and go to take a swipe at you before either just ducking back or luckily falling back out of the way, whatever it might be. The 2 of you managed to avoid harm, and knowing that they failed, knowing that they're about to be outed, they would just kind of start trying to back up into the crowd, turning and just trying to sprint away. It's back to you. Would anyone like to stand their ground?
Did Akuchi get to do her spell?
Oh,
Protect-
you're right.
no,
Thank
I
you.
didn't.
No,
Did not get the chance to do
please do.
my thing. I was gonna do Deadly Focus, but may I change it to
Yes.
slow motion?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, so Akuji is gonna do flow motion, which makes her very quick.
What's the ability called?
It is called flow
te-
motion.
tech-
It's a technique.
Yeah. Technique, flow motion, move fast, very fast. List number 5, techniques number 5.
Flow motion. Gotcha.
Flow.
Gotcha. Yes.
hmm
Everything else just kind of slows to a crawl. So now, at the top of the second round, would anyone like to stand your ground? Alright. Any non-harmful actions?
Non-harmful.
Akuji is going to move to cut off any of the fleeing attackers.
Yeah. Would call that a non-harmful action? Anyone else?
Because you go fast.
I want to find a guard and bat my eyes and say, "Please help me."
Love it. Anyone else?
Is Perkus moving?
It, now that we can see that there are definite targets, yes, I will hop down off the box in the most imposing way and land as loudly as possible on the cobblestone to try and get more attention to this area.
So, non-harmful action of just trying to draw attention. All
Yeah.
right.
Is anybody nearby us? Any of these weird, scary people?
Two of them are currently trying to seemingly kill Ree. One of them is trying to get to their feet to hobble away.
Are they within lunging distance?
I would say so.
Cool. Mine will be non-harmful.
Non-harmful or harmful?
The goal is non-harmful, but
Okay.
I have a crowbar in my hand, so
Okay.
what happens happens. But the goal is to not harm anybody.
We'll see. So everyone is non-harmful except for Ree. Is another stabby stab?
And the other kneecap? You're muted.
Is the guy that's I already stabbed? He's trying to get up.
Yes.
You said. I want to stomp on his ankle in a way that
God.
prevents him from being able to stand.
So
Oh,
a
yeah.
harmful action. Gotcha. So no techniques. That'll just bring us straight to the initiative with four of you all with non-harmful actions. I'll let you determine who wants to go first.
To figure out what role I'm going to go for, so not me yet.
Just as a because I want us to be able to work together a little bit. Do you need me to charge at somebody?
I mean, I will use whatever momentum is needed, but I'm not going to use coordination to do this. This is
Okay.
just full body, throwing myself in like a wrestling match.
Okay, so yeah, I will land as loudly as possible and then just sort of run near them so that you can kind of build up a head of steam to do
Oh
that.
yeah.
Okay. So, if you would like, we could simply add +2 to the target number for Aconite. Basically, just getting the bonus of you charging in.
Is that a you, Perkus?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
Cool. I would like to. This might be pushing it too much. If I have time, I'm gonna clip my lantern. But in Aconite's head, they're like, I gotta get this person down. The best way to do it is to clothesline them. So they are going to angle themselves and they're gonna jump off in a straight line, but they're holding the crowbar in both hands. So it's gonna catch them somewhere.
So,
Is the goal.
with the fact that she's using a crowbar, I think that falls under weaponry.
Okay. Unfortunate.
Creative weaponry.
Okay, and it was +2
Yep.
because
+2 to
of
this.
Perkus. And do we still have the +1 from Lila?
You do. So the scene's over.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I gotta roll under a 4. Ooh, it's a 1! Let me roll again.
And we get the first crit.
Damn it, that was a 3. But it was still success.
Still very much success. Just propelled forward. And are you actually leaping off into this person?
Yes, I'm leaping off in a Superman pose, crowbar in hand. And if you're okay with it, I would like to roll to see where I hit them.
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm just gonna go low, middle, high. So 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the below the belt. So that's a 3. So I'm gonna try and just like hit him in the gut as hard as I can.
Right
With the
midsection. one of these two figures that's starting to, just grip you, let the poison take its effect, and start dragging you away is just speared to the chest and gut and just gets cleared off of you. The last one, very confused, horrified, is just going to let you go and turn and start trying to flee. Akuji.
So the one that's trying to flee, Akuji's gonna use that flow motion, for people watching at home, that Kingdom Hearts flow motion action, from Dancing with Aconite to bob and weave around the crowd to cut off the guy that is trying to escape. So I'm hoping that's a creative acrobatics.
Yeah. And you get a +1 TN from the flow motion ability.
All right, so the base is 4, so gotta do 5,
5. Yeah.
and it's a 4.
Beautiful. And we were all granted a fate point, which means that you can spend that to re-roll a check. Anyone can spend it.
Not it.
The last one that had tried to flee. How would you like to stop him?
Me?
Kuji.
Kuji. Okay.
Oh, oh boy. Okay. So pretty much she gets in front of him. Arms are up and out, and she does the ole, and she will go and trip them.
Just not even quite so much as just standard, like holding your foot out, but just a super speed, just leg clear. And they are just immediately tumbling down and skidding across the stonework.
And she'll just skip on over to them and just stand over them.
Lila.
Going, yeah, just going, where are you going?
The visible enemies, at least, all seem to be incapacitated in some way, but there were still those that tried to attack you and Akuji that did manage to slip back into the crowd.
Okay. Well, so I feel like we've done adventures before, and like we kind of like to question people that try and hurt us. So I think my goal is to try and distract the guards so we can get our people to go question away. So I'm just gonna start going to like whatever guard is near, and like go full like distraction mode, like batting the eyelashes. This is such a magical day. I'm so thankful for your protection. You are so brave. That sword, you must be so strong to be able. Oh my goodness, and just fawn over it. It's an act, but boy, does it look realistic.
For a lot of people, that would probably be some kind of social role, but I don't think Lila needs one. I think you just embody that role so well that it just works.
Great. Fantastic.
Folks.
Yeah. I am gonna that's what I'm doing, so we can cart whoever we need to go question them.
So you all remain unseen by the local law enforcement. I think that just brings us down to the harmful actions. Just physically stepping on them, I think, would be concerted.
So the way I want to do it is like as I see them, because like my arm's stinging from where he got me, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. Not gonna lie, because one, it was rude to grab me, and then two, like I didn't use poison on my dagger. Like this isn't a fair fight at this point. But as he's like trying to grip the ground and walk away, or crawl away, I'm just gonna like stand on the edge of his pants, and then with my other foot I'm going to like put all of my weight into it and just like jump on it.
Hmm.
To like where are you going? I don't actually want to roll damage on this because I don't want to kill him.
Okay.
I just want to incapacitate him to the point
Yeah.
that we can question him.
Yep. He had one
Non-lethal.
blood remaining. Just not killing, but moving unconscious. Absolutely.
Okay. So, can I do physique with this?
You can roll if you want to, but since you aren't trying to do damage, I won't make you.
Oh, okay.
I'll
cool.
leave it up to you if you want to roll.
No, I just want to make sure that he can't.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make sure he can't stand to get away.
Absolutely.
We're gonna call him Hobbs from now on because he will never walk again. At least not without a limp.
Well, it has been another turn in combat, so you take 1 blood damage from the poison. With only 2 of the enemies remaining, they're both going to lash out one more time with their poison daggers in a vain effort to try to get Aconite and Akuja off of them. But I don't see this going out well for them. I'm going to give both of them a -1 to their TN for their current situation of being speared in the chest or being stepped on by the Flash. So they need to roll 1s. This is against Aconite. That's a 2. That was close. And against Akuta. Nope, that's 5. They try to lash out at you from both of them being on the ground, but no, to no avail. The others seem to have fled. So, for initiative purposes, I'm going to take us out of initiative. Means that until you find an antidote or otherwise find some way to clear the poison, Bree, you will suffer 1 blood damage every 5 real minutes.
Okay. So, I don't know what he had. Can we check his pockets to see if he has any sort of antidote?
Yeah, it's you have the one that you incapacitated that couldn't really fight back, or you have the ones that are currently being restrained by your companion.
How do we cure this? Because this hurts. It feels worse than a bee sting or a black eye.
You figure underneath all the paint, you just see kind of pained smile as Aconite's just pressing a crowbar into their chest. There's a there's one really easy way to clear that, and that's to just die.
Well, you better better come up with a better solution, and I'm going to tilt the end of the crowbar in so it's starting to cut into where their neck is.
Yeah.
Fuji is gonna sit on the back of the one guy and just kind of lean over and ask. I was like, "So what do you do if you accidentally cut yourself?"
Well, how about a concerted impose from Aconites and how about a careful guile from Akuji?
Oh,
Still with the
that's
+1 from Lila, or are we?
The scene would effectively be so the +1 will be gone.
That gravity one. I've been rolled away. Okay, different die. Good thing I brought it too. Yeah, that's a 6. That's a no.
I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna roll again.
Ooh.
Dang it! It's a 2.
Yeah, the one that you're sitting on, Akuji, just tries to like do a push up to get to their feet, but seems to be properly pinned to the ground and just says nothing. One that you're slowly starting to cut off the circulation starts to like fumble in their pockets and eventually pulls out this small kind of bluish clear vial.
I'm going to, if I can, I'll just reach over to Ree, and if Ree is too far, then I'll just kind of wave it around because I don't want to let up on the person.
I'll
I'm
grab
still
it
trying to choke him.
or from him. And then do I drink this or am I supposed to pour it on?
Just nods to the first one. Because, oxygen can't really speak.
Hmm. I'm gonna dab a little bit of it on my wound just in case, because I don't trust him, and then I will drink the rest of the
You're numb. Your wound would start to go numb. It would not cure it.
potion. Oh, you dick.
Akuji is gonna start patting the back pockets and side pockets of the guys that she's sitting on.
Anything in particular you're looking for?
Um, just seeing what's in his pockets of like I don't know, maybe he's got a first aid kit in case he has stupid friends.
First and foremost, would find a folded piece of paper, the same letter that you got.
Like, oh, we got this too.
Is theirs finished?
No, looks identical. But other than that, some coins enough to stay at an inn somewhere, maybe get something to eat, enough to get by. That's about it. And of course, the poison
Alright.
dagger.
Alright, well, Akuji's gonna take the poison dagger, but she's gonna and the almond paper, but she's gonna leave his money.
I am going to shift around. Does my guy have a poison dagger?
Mm-hmm. Tried to
I'm going to
stab you
take
with
it and slice across his cheek.
it.
You better tell me how to fix this. I have let up to let him breathe a little bit.
My nothing.
Oh my god. Gonna put the crowbar back down. I'm gonna start patting around, seeing if there's anything else that looks like it might be a cure or a vial or something in his pockets.
Ree,
I'm
you
gonna
take
check the
No.
unconscious guy for the same thing.
Ree, you take one more blood damage.
I'm gonna wander in at this point.
Truly
And
wandering.
literally wandering. And I'm gonna just, oh no, you got an ouchie here, and I'm just gonna, mwah, 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 and I'm gonna pat it, and I'm gonna use a spell of Lifebringer and see if that works.
We're here torturing Lila can just heal us.
You or any creature you touch gains 4 blood and guts. Yeah. I would say that if you wanted to heal up your companion and cure the poison, absolutely.
Awesome. They're all better.
Oh, you're so sweet, Lila. That guy doesn't get healed.
I don't make
What
the
is
rules.
what is the situation around us? Are there like people? Are they looking at us?
Assuming that you were still doing this in the open, they would be. You would have also had the opportunity to kind of like drag them off the side.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I would have dragged him off to the side. And I'm gonna turn to the group and say, is there anything that we need from this one?
I don't know. He kind of seems like he doesn't care to die.
Any
What?
thoughts?
What are they doing here? What if they have the same letters as us? What's the point?
Akuji
Well,
will
maybe
ask the one that she's sitting on, hey, what's the point?
Let me up and I'll tell you.
Well, I have your dagger, so you can't stab me, so she is gonna let him up.
And
Look-
at that point, Perkis will just come up behind and say, and just kind of rest hands on his shoulders as he stands up and just kind of grip and be like, and don't think about running.
Immediately gonna try to run.
Like, hey, you can run after.
So, Perkus, how about a careful physique? How's that sound?
Horrible? I have 0 in both of those.
Oh no! Concerted physique?
That would give me a 2. I mean, if he does run, I could activate my own flow motion and just, like, completely outpace him, but, I was
What
saying,
what if can Akuji help with her bond with Perkus?
Absolutely.
Yes, I would like to help.
Do you have a major bond with Perkus?
Yes, I do.
So you'd gain a +1 to your TN, so up to a 3.
4. Darn it.
You can spend
So close.
3 blood or guts to make that either a success with a complication or a failure with an opportunity.
I still got one that's poisoned and
Mhm.
slowly being choked out, but it's still alive for the
We
record.
also have that fate point in the chat,
Two. And you roll
so
a
it.
you
fate
could
point.
re-roll.
Do it. Do it.
Okay,
Fate point spent.
2. Roll the
2.
Yay!
Starts to turn and run in just an iron grip on his shoulder, and he's just pinned there.
You should mama cat him.
Just...
So, you have enough of them that if there's any questions any of you would like to ask, that would be your opportunity.
Where'd you get this omen paper?
Honestly, at oh god, what was it? 3, 4. We killed the owners.
Well, that's rude.
That's what we're here for.
And who is we?
You're gonna find out.
That's why we're asking questions.
Oh no, I mean it'll be very apparent very soon.
Was the person whose pocket I picked earlier, would they have looked painted the way that these people are, or be wearing similar clothes?
No.
Okay. And do they only have one letter each on them?
No, if you were to go through all of their pockets, or I think everyone did, you find a small stack of them. Like, these letters were distributed out to a decent number of people.
Oh man, guys, we're getting less special by the second as I'm flipping through.
I was just thinking that. I feel sad for you because you were excited about it.
I was excited about it.
This is such a letdown.
Really is.
Are we just supposed to kill everybody with the letters? Is that what this is? Like, because that was their idea, right?
I think they want this to happen. Speaking out, hi, I'm Lila. And I'm sitting next to the one that's being crushed by a crowbar.
Doesn't say anything.
Perkus just looks down at the one that they're holding and is like, was that the plan for the kingdom to fall? This like chain letter idea of yours that you just kill everyone with the letter?
By all means,
Did you
go
write
and...
this?
Do you believe me if I told you yes or no?
Probably not.
I believe all sorts of things. I see horrible things, especially in your future. And I'm just gonna boop the guy on the ground's nose.
Like, so darkness will swallow song. Can you give us a hint of where that might be?
Know what the hell that means?
Is there a guy named Darkness? Girl?
Is there a song stage?
What are you
Is there
talking
a
about?
person named Song? You know, number 2 in the Omen. Darkness will swallow Song.
That paper? I didn't read that
Yeah.
crap.
What?
Why are you taking it?
It just kind of look between each other and guess it's not gonna matter soon.
Then what gives? Why'd you attack us?
Why
They said to
did
kill.
you make the raining color feel like crap?
They said to kill everyone with those letters. Didn't tell us why. Said to do it.
Who's they?
And how many did you kill before you got to us?
A dozen? Maybe less.
Oh, that's just rude.
As far as we
Some
could tell,
people
you were the
looking
last
forward
ones.
to this festival, you know.
Ah, crap. Now we will be special. I don't think I want to be.
Aconite actually does laugh at that. Who told you to kill everybody?
It said you're gonna find out soon.
I'm going to. You know how crowbars are like split kind of in a V
Mhm.
at the bottom? I'm gonna take it so that the V is on either side of one side of his lip, and I'm gonna start to push on like the side of his lip. And I'm gonna look at his friend and say, "Do you have a better answer?"
Oh, that hurts me. Wouldn't say anything.
You are my energy, and I really love it.
I'm gonna turn and look to the group and kind of gesture to the guy and kind of shrug. What do we think? Is there anything else that we think that they can contribute to the world?
Well,
Oh, do you know whose blood is on all of these papers? Because it seems like a lot.
I don't know anything about the papers.
But then who told you about the papers?
Why are the papers important?
We don't know. They said to kill the people with the papers. We did.
Well, why would you just go around killing people? I mean, I
Rhea-
punch people, but I don't just kill them.
I think it's because they're stupid. I'm gonna be honest.
It must suck to suck.
Is this actually a tea party invitation that just got, like, it was sent out too soon? Because it's not really even complete.
Like, they should be taking guts damage from all of this.
I am
Yes.
definitely slowly cutting into the side of their mouth.
Well,
He'll be taking blood damage.
if your intent is to either kill or incapacitate, whatever it might be, neither of them would be able to resist.
I say we tie him up and give him to the guards.
I
I
have a
guess we
friend
can
that's
do
a
that.
guard.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, then you should bring him over here. We could tell them that they were getting a little too close to those kids over there.
And that they allegedly killed a dozen people before they attacked us.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. I don't know. This guy doesn't seem like he's all that up for much of anything, so. Yeah, he looks pretty useless.
Can I want to use a technique.
Okay.
I have uncanny alarm. Ask the fates about an action's consequences.
Ooh, okay.
I want to know if we can trust the guards. If giving them to the guards is a good idea.
Okay. Oh, that scared me. Thank you so much for the bits. Oh my god, that scared me.
Wow, look at all them bits.
Oh, there is also a enhanced version of everything, which for that one I believe typically it has a cost. but that's not how you spell enhanced. It's also not how you spell enhanced.
Believe in you, who?
NH.
Okay. There we go. Base versus enhanced. 86. Enhanced versions, while significantly more power, require skill check, and in many cases, a reduction of guts. You can't sacrifice more guts than what you have. A skill check, TN equal to Arcana or Focus. So I should ask, would you like to do the enhanced version? Which means that you get to know what course of action you could take that would increase the success of whatever action you're asking about.
Okay. I think I want to enhance. I think we're gonna peer into the unknown a little too deep. I think that's. I'm gonna stare at like the face and like I'm gonna start seeing shit for a little bit.
So, how about a creative focus roll? This enhanced version doesn't take any guts, cost you anything.
So I had a 3 for my TN, and then I rolled a 2. Thank you, God.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
So, the action would be handing them over to the guard, which, yes, that is a positive outcome. The guards will help you. This will only help to delay or possibly prevent the doom that's approaching you. The action you could take, I would say, giving the details of the individuals you saw running, and even as you're going to different districts, and of just spreading the information of these descriptions, would effectively negate the first omen.
Okay.
Which
Okay, then
I forgot to roll for.
Did you, when you were looking into the beyond, do you get like a blank stare or like anything that we should notice while you're trying to see?
Yeah, I think it's just like there's a vacancy, and I think there's like a look of fear, like genuine fear, because they're not pleasant. Usually the visions, they are dark and twisty and surprising, but she just kind of has a look of fear, and then she kind of just snaps out of it. Sometimes she'll mumble things, like, so my guess is like when I'm like getting the answer, I'm mumbling out like what should happen, and I don't think she'll sometimes recall bits of it, but it's never like as clear as like the moment it comes out. So usually she tries to do it with other people around so they can help her remember.
Have any reason to keep, or anything else you wanted to ask these brigands before you handed them up?
No, I
Are
just
they
want
dressed?
to empty the broken ankle guy's pockets completely.
Aguji wants to ask the one that Pirkis is keeping stationary. She's gonna pull out her. She has shrunken monkey heads, and she's gonna hold them up to her. It's like, do you think these are monkey heads? She knows that they're shrunken heads from a critter, but she hasn't figured out which type of critter. It's like, what kind
Why?
of heads are these?
Why do you have shrunken heads?
Because they're cute.
How are you five so much odder than we are?
Okay, he doesn't know anything. She'll put her monkey heads away. It's like, okay, so which guard was it? Lila, are you okay?
Sorry, what?
which guard it would be best to go grab?
Oh, and yeah, I got this. And then I'm just gonna kind of just go slightly out, scream, and I'm gonna gesture for other people to kind of shoot, like to like hold them there, like they're defending me, and hopefully beckon guards to the
Yep. Absolutely. Well, your first omen is averted. The assassins that were roaming through the crowd, disguised in their multicolored paints, have been apprehended, spreading word about the description of the others. And I was wrong, it's every half hour that you roll for the Doom. Which I did fill in the extra rolls that I missed, and we're up to 7 of our 12 on the Doom tracker.
Ooh.
Cool.
Snap.
But there
We're
were
past
only
the halfway point.
there's only 2 dice now because there's only 2 omens left. Should you clear another one, we'll be down to 1.
While we are waiting for the guards to get there from Lila's screaming, I'm going to take a bit of the tear off some of the shirt from the multicolored thing, and I'm going to dip it in his kneecap blood, and then I'm going to paint him with it, and like, there's your freaking joy.
Terrifying. Ree and Aconite are the most terrifying duo in existence. Combined with
Ree
some
is
of the
so
sweetest
pretty.
characters ever. Just the
They ground
dynamic.
us.
Anyways.
Somehow they are not the two obsessed with death.
As we talk about where to move on from here, I'm going to send us to a break, give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, discuss strategy, whatever it is you like to do. We'll come back in about 6 to 8 minutes with the second half of this game. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon. Bye, buddy. And welcome back. Where we left off, we'd subverted 1 bad omen. With 2 left on the table, we hand over some would-be assassins to the guards. After doing some brief interrogating, getting that they did have a mission to hunt down and kill anyone holding these notes that you were all either given or found. And as far as they could tell, you were the last ones. So whatever else is coming, whoever else was trying to stop the Doom from coming, you might not have any help. It might just be down to you. So, that in mind, what would you like to do? As
What's the
by,
next piece?
by now, the sun is starting its descent. You're into the late afternoon.
Was there a program for the festival? Like any specific events that are going to be available to the public?
Maybe not like a program, but word of mouth. Yeah. Tons of events. Anything in particular that you're looking for?
Well, the omen says something about darkness will swallow the song, and then stars will signal the end. So potentially, if there's a performance stage, or if there's going to be fireworks later.
There are going to be fireworks. There is also a performance stage.
What are the performers' names? Maybe we should just keep Darkness and Song away from each other. Then he won't eat her. Or, I'm assuming.
I don't know that you would know of any performers by the name of Darkness and Song, but it could be nicknames.
As a suggestion, how do people feel about well, first question. Are the fireworks coming later after the performance?
Yes, the fireworks close everything up.
Okay, so since the sun's starting to set, let's make our way over to the performance stage and make sure nothing happens to the performers, and if something happens, maybe I can do an impromptu performance, or I do have a spell up my sleeve that might allow us to give the song a boost so it can't be swallowed.
Ooh, that sounds great. That sounds great, Perkus.
Can we just put a whole bunch of lights on this stage?
But technically, a shadow is darkness too.
What if we just blind everybody with like a white light? Then, they don't know that it's dark.
Let's steal the fireworks.
I just pictured Ree just setting the stage on fire.
Okay, usually this goes the other way around, but don't give the players ideas.
It had crossed my mind, but I didn't think that they'd go for it.
We are at the half-hour mark. I have 2 dice. Looking for a 5 or a 6. That's cocked. Hey, there's a 5.
Oh no.
Or 8 of 12.
Good God.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so
Let's head over.
Do this thing.
Yeah.
To the stage!
The slight commotion that you all had helped to instigate does seem to have been calmed, and the people have returned to their jubilation. There's dancing, there is music kind of everywhere. It's mostly just, a traveling bard in meeting, someone that offers to sing, and the two of them just stand on a corner and, perform. It's nothing big. But you'd pass by food stalls full of, some kind of meat on a skewer, roasted apples baked into some kind of dessert. Just stall after stall. Even seeing, this big royal dining table set out with just massive, 5-tier cake.
I need the cake.
Aconite's gonna steal some food.
I'm sure
Just will actually buy an apple. And maybe some granola.
Is this a tiered cake?
Yes. The total
Can I
it
steal the
stands
top one?
probably 12 feet tall.
Okay, so can I'm gonna try and Jenga tower one of the cake.
Hell yeah.
Are you trying to be stealthy in this?
How many people are guarding this cake?
There's
That will determine.
only a handful of guards, but there's probably a good 600 or 700 people around you.
Hey, Lila, I need you to distract the guards. I'm gonna get some
Okay.
sweets.
Okay. I like cake. I'm gonna go to the guards. And I'm good. Excuse me? Hi.
It's the most battle-hardened, former military general, just standing there, just iron expression on his face, and looks over. How tall is Lila, by the way?
She's 5'2".
Yeah,
She's
looks
a waif of a
down.
woman. She's little.
And a lifetime of just stony neutrality just washes away, and he's immediately leaning down, friendly and offering to help you. Just complete demeanor shift.
I'm gonna just talk about the lost animal that has scurried away from me, and hopefully get a good distraction going.
What skill would you like to use? Bree?
I want to see if Perkus and Aconite want to help me because Perkus would be able to help lift, right? So I can get taller. So like ideally, so that I don't topple the whole cake over and then we get in trouble. So, but I just want to take like the top 3 layers of this cake, so that we all have enough that we get our fill.
For,
Two
But
are just
they don't
two
even notice.
hobbits in a trench coat.
for perspective, the top layer alone would be enough cake to probably put all of you into a sugar coma. This cake is massive.
No matter, we're taking 3.
Yeah, I committed. We're taking 3.
Yes.
How about a careful coordination?
Oh God. So about
Assuming-
that.
Assuming that Perkus is assisting you, Perkus, do you have a bond? Bree?
I do not. I have one with Lila and Akuchi. But what I will do, because I can see that there is no standing between these folks and their sugar. And I can sympathize because that rumor about me having a crippling addiction to sweets is true. I will join the bards and I will grab some folks around and just start dancing in a circle with them and singing and dancing and so creating a larger set of distracted people to assist.
Okay. So between Lila and Perkus, I'll add +1 to the target number for this.
Because I have a bond with
Oh.
Ree, so I'm happy to assist what I
So
need.
do you have any ranks in coordination?
Nope.
Can we do
do.
acrobatics? Like if I try and flip up to grab the cake?
That
I
would be
have a-
more about like how carefully you're doing it to avoid harm to you, whereas coordination would be about like trying to do less harm to the cake.
I have a bond with Ree,
Mhm.
and I have +2 in coordination.
There you go.
Cool.
Okay, let's see. And I got a 1.
Roll again.
Please let this be the crit.
Oh my God, if this is the
It has
crit.
to be it.
No, I got a 5 on the second one.
Typically, this is outside of the rules, but if you want to spend 3 guts or blood, we can upgrade this to a crit because I love that right now we are focused on stealing cake.
Sure, why not?
So mark off
It
3
might
blood
help
or
us.
guts. You are carrying... I mean, you would need help from Aconite, as total, this is about 4 or 5 times your body weight in cake.
Oh my god.
Is the 2 of you just pick up like that hard, plastic layer separating the top couple tiers and just pick it up?
We're eating good tonight.
What would you like to do with it?
We don't have a cart. We don't
Oh,
have anything.
To the alley.
Is there like a cart nearby that we can
Oh, God.
steal?
sure.
I'm picturing like a server's cart, not like a full horse
Mhm.
and wagon cart.
Just like the one that you pull by hand.
Like a wheelbarrow.
Basically.
I'm gonna gesture over. We're gonna hobble over with the cake.
Oh,
and put it-
my face hurts.
Is
Oh,
anybody looking at us?
no, not a person. Well, no one that matters. You do certainly get glances from the crowd of mostly drunk people that like give you a cheers as you just make off with the top part of the cake.
I'm gonna look at Ree and say, "Are you ready to run?"
Yes.
I am going to, as we're walking away, kick over the table with the cake and start sprinting. No one else gets cake tonight. It is all ours.
Chaotic evil.
Can I just add that Akuji's over at one of the little side food stands that has all of the skewers of meat that she's trying to barter trading that poison dagger she just got for a bunch of meat skewers for her and her friends.
These poor festivals.
She's the lawful good in the party.
With
She's not aware of what's going on behind her.
With a handful of skewers, as I'm sure Lila and Perkus follow quickly behind the cake thieves, Akuji would turn and not see any companions, but notice that the top, 3 feet of the massive cake is now missing.
Oh, so the table didn't upend itself?
I
Oh!
picked it over.
Yeah, Akonite went.
I'm gonna roll for the servers. I'm gonna roll their agility.
Did the guards save the cake? Did the bystanders get caked? Are the kids so happy to be covered in cake and paint?
For 4 nearby servers, I rolled 1, 2, 2, 3. While the cake is definitely going to hit the ground, they can't stop 300 pounds worth of cake. They would kind of just throw wood or blockades or something under the table to stop it from fully collapsing, but a good 25% of the cake just slams into the ground and just splatters. And a myriad of screams from all of the servers would absolutely ring out.
The world might be ending, guys, but we have cake now.
We do.
Akuji is gonna kind of look around. It's like, hey girls, where'd you go? Hello?
You could probably hear Aconite cackling as they run
She
away
will
with
follow.
the cart.
She will just start kind of lightly jogging, with a handful of meat skewers for everyone. Now one poison dagger, going. It's like, hey guys, I got skewers.
You just
We're about
sort of
to
see Perkus's tail kind of waving like a flag in the air.
She kind of looks over at all the cakes fallen over. It's like, oh, that's too bad. I just keep going.
To hit that next half hour because we were spending time stealing cake.
An important endeavor.
We might be able to use that cake to persuade some performers. You know,
We didn't ruin the cake, right? We got 3 layers, so.
Now,
I
the
feel
big
like this
question
a
is,
partnership.
what flavor are these layers?
Is it like a Neapolitan flavored
It-
cake where you have strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate?
It would alternate between vanilla, chocolate, and red velvet.
Akuji's sad because there's no lemon.
Maybe on the lower levels.
But the lower levels have ended up on the ground.
We'll never know.
We'll
Never
never know.
Well, if this game had conditions, I would give you all the condition of sugar buzzed, but alas, we don't. But by the time you escape with your cake escapades and have some time to sit and enjoy it for anyone that would enjoy it, the sun would be close to setting in early evening, and there would actually be some kind of illusory lights that would just flicker on around the top of that cake, almost to represent candles, but arcanely focused candles.
If we take one of these layers with the light, we stick it on the stage, then the darkness can't get them, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
And just hear me out here. I mean, we all assumed that perhaps either the stars themselves or perhaps the fireworks were what the note alluded to, but stars?
Oh, don't blow out the candles. Because they sparkle.
Do we get the sense that these will happen in order?
Yes.
These omens? Okay. So they could be the stars. But we gotta find a song. Aconite's gonna start singing
How
as we
do,
walk.
like, stars work, though? Like, can they actually do signals? Or are we looking for something more... What's the word? Lila, what's the word? Less, like, not literal, not like the stars in the sky.
Figurative?
Yeah, that word. Are we looking for something like that? Like, what else can be considered stars?
The very important performers? Like the stars at the show?
So should we tie them up so they can't point at anything and then they can't signal the it?
Yeah, and,
I've
and
got 50
Darkness
feet of rope.
follows song first.
As you are going to look for song, you wouldn't have to go far. The song would very soon find you. The remainder of the cake, salvaged as best as possible, with more rows upon rows of those arcane candles that just flickered to life, would start to glow brighter as all the people start to gather around. Just the hundreds of people packed into this square would all start singing. Very patriotic, very kind of hymn type song to reflect on the history of Lost Annika.
Sounds like a cult.
Most patriotic songs do.
This is one that, having been here before, Purchas would know, and so he would just sort of hum along for a bit.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I think.
Go for it.
Nope. Go ahead, Lila.
Oh, I was just gonna start kind of. I want to see. All right, so cake is lit up, and
Mhm.
it seems like people are singing because the cake is lit up. And if it's arcane, that usually is set for a certain amount of time. Sometimes. Can I see with our candles, possibly, if there's anything affecting the time of the candle? Something's wrong with them, maybe?
I think you could pretty easily figure out just from the way that the enchantments are starting to burn themselves out, basically. Oh god, that music is so intense. Hold on.
Stressful happy birthday song ever.
Oh god. The playlist switched and it was just like fight music in my ear. Here we go, that's better. You could tell pretty easily from the way that the enchantments are burning themselves out that as the song is meant to come to an end, the candles will burn themselves out.
I think we gotta get him to stop singing. If they keep singing, the candles are gonna go out, and that kind of seems like it's gonna lead to some darkness.
Or what if we
But
put
then
out the candles before the song ends?
Another idea.
I'm gonna take one of the candles and I'm gonna flip it around and stick it in the ice.
It's not a real flame. It is very much illusory.
Well, that didn't work. The icing did not swallow the light. Look, I tried to be figurative. Did it work?
I don't know if magic works that way. Magic's a lot more literal, but it's a good try.
What was your idea, Percus?
So, because I'm familiar with this tune, I know about when it will end. So as we start getting towards the last few bars, I start casting Sound Shift,
Ooh.
which will cause the song. Which the way I'm going to use it is I'm going to, as the last few bars hit and we see the candles start to burn out, I'm going to use it to make the song go another round and lead the and sort of step up to lead the people in to lift their voices again to make them sing it another time through. So I can do a roll for that if you want.
No need. That's just an ability that works. But you would still have a few moments until the song would actually naturally come to an end. If there's anything else that anyone would do before we activate the sound shift?
Could I, just using my innate magic with my knowledge of spells and techniques, could I try to just cast like an infinite glow on like a couple of candles? I don't know how that might work.
Yeah. I mean, infinite would probably be a little outside of the range of just basic magics, but just causing a few nearby candles to just start glowing brighter than normal would be easy.
Okay. I am going to, as much as I can, kind of just go around and try to make the candles glow brighter. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna do it to like my little section, my little corner of cake, and I'm gonna turn around and be like, should we just try and keep the candles lit if the song runs out?
We should try.
I'm gonna try and find some of like, I'm assuming that the area is lit not only with the arcane magic but with like torches and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to take a torch and I'm going to find some wood, and toward the end of the song, I'm gonna look at my companions, and I'm just gonna like signal when you're ready. I'm gonna start lighting things on fire in the event that they're not able to keep their lights on, because fire will work, right? Like fire's light, right, guys?
This
Okay.
is true.
Anything else?
I can. Oh, sorry. Go. Whoever go, because I've got.
I was gonna say Akuji would like to look around the crowd to see if anyone's looking intently at the lights instead of the singing, and activate her flow motion to move around the crowd quicker, looking for anyone that might be purposely looking to extinguish the candles.
Yeah. How about a careful observe?
Careful observe. Okay, I gotta roll a 2 or better. 3.
Okay,
Can I?
I do have a bond with a major bond with Akuji, or excuse me, a minor bond.
Yay!
Can I do something with that to
Yeah.
assist?
Do you have any ranks in Observe?
Oh, shoot, no, I don't.
You could spend a major bond to let Akuji reroll.
Actually, my major bond is with Lila. Akuji's a minor bond.
Could I use blood or guts to aid my roll?
Yeah. You could turn it into either a success with a complication or a failure with opportunity.
You know what? Let's turn it into a success with a complication.
Beautiful.
So, which one do I take off? Was it blood or guts?
So it's up to
Your
you.
choice, I think.
Yep.
All right, and how much do I take off? Was it
3.
the 3? Okay. You know what? Let's take it off the guts.
Do you have an idea of what the consequence would be?
I believe the consequence would be she would be able to see who they are, but a innocent kid would be able to grab onto one or both of her tails and stop her in her tracks, so she wouldn't be able to get over there. But she would be able to see who was causing it,
Having
who was
your
preparing
tail
to put out a new light.
just jammed, yanked, and nearly thrown off balance. You'd
You hear a big yip, loud yip come from her.
You would see
That's what you're
figures that, as the song naturally comes to an end and the lights start like flickering and sputtering as they were supposed to go out, but then that song has continued and it's messing with the enchantments where they're flickering out and then back on. There are figures in the crowd that, as they move, there's just this wave of darkness with them that any torch they pass by seems to just dim and nearly fade, and as soon as they're gone, it returns to its normal brightness. But they're very much using this instance to slip past unnoticed. And that's when things start catching on fire.
Could I, as like in the preparation,
Mhm.
I see that Kuji is like pointing these people out,
Mhm.
and I think that like light can also mean hope. So I'm just trying to use arcane to like radiate like hopeful, optimistic energy out in at least some area, like as far as I can. Like I'm trying to like just let that emotional empathy like just out.
I am going to make an opposed roll with.
Okay.
They're going to
Is
try to
Akushi
counter.
pointing these people out, by the way?
Yeah, Akuji's
Okay.
pointing.
I don't know if
I-
Ree would so much see them as, the fire. The pyromancy spree.
Well, because like, if I would stop trying to light everything else on fire and then try to light them on fire instead.
Okay.
Going.
So, Lila, we'll make our opposed check.
Okay.
Would you call that Arcana? Or
I think so. I think it
Okay.
would be an arcane.
so let's just go Arcana. Your Arcana versus their Arcana.
Okay.
You got this.
Gotta get a 1 or a 2. Or I guess, do you add your approach to it?
We're just
or-
going straight Arcana.
Okay. Oh no, I rolled a 5.
I got
I can,
a
I can
1,
use them.
which I was not able to convert into a crit. We have yet to see the crit.
Oh man, this is kind of do or die time. I'm gonna say, Lila, go ahead and re-roll that. We'll use our major bond.
If you roll a 1,
Okay.
we'll have to re-roll it.
I don't know if it... Oh god, this is pressure. Alright, come on. No, it's another 5!
Oh, darn!
Oh no.
I had 2 in Arcana.
I'm so sorry.
Lila, you do have a fate point granted to us from chat. If you'd like to spend it and try for a third attempt.
Sure.
Wait.
This is going in dice jail. We're getting another die out. Okay. Come on. That's a 3. It's not a 5, but it's a 3.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as you reach out with that positive emotion, you feel just like a wall. For all of the positivity and the light that you bring, they can just swallow it and spit out darkness, fear, despair. And it
I have a
starts to
question.
infect your own optimism. And those seeds of doubt and despair actually start taking hold in you, however that might be reflected by Lila. Yeah, go ahead.
How do we know how many instances we get of a spell or technique?
You have 1 until you use the ritual to get it back.
Okay. How many shadowy, scary people do there seem to be?
I think
Like an overwhelming number, or like a countable less than 10?
Akuji saw quite a few.
Okay.
And quite a few to Akuji would probably be like a dozen.
Okay.
But even as these people are being pointed out, Lila, what would be going on at this moment?
It's not enough.
There's another fate point. Can we abuse it until she gets a 1?
I don't know if that's the best way to spend it with my luck tonight. But
Fortunately, I would say that the moment's probably passed.
Ah, okay.
But you still have it, just in case. But yeah, Lila, go ahead.
it's not enough.
It
I
will.
can't. And I think she just kind of shrinks. And, like, she fights the dark visions, but they're seeping into reality at this point and kind of warping things around her. So she is just in a frightened, small state.
So at this point, and I may be reaching back in the archives for some folks. I grew up with this movie. I'm gonna start. Perkis is gonna start singing a version of "Candle on the Water" from Pete's Dragon. And trying to lift up, just kind of feeling the dark energy come in and just like, no, you are not taking this from us.
Would you like to roll a competing arcana?
Can I add anything?
Nope.
I have major bond.
Okay. And also I'm gonna bring this into play. I also have my song journal and tambourine on me, and I have a seashell horn good luck charm.
Would you like to expend the sea horn shell charm?
If I have to.
It's up to you.
before I burn the major, if I don't get it, then I'll burn the major bond and then the charm. 5. Okay. Come on, you. Okay, hold on. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I with the what would the charm have done for me? Would it raise my target number?
I would have given you an automatic success.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then yeah, okay, then yeah, I'll do that. On the because I failed it the first time, I'll use the horn.
What memory would you have associated with that?
That was given to me upon attaining the rank of Stormsinger. And I wore it the very first time I sung to a storm. As there was lightning crashing down around me, and even though I was literally standing on the waves with the lightning hitting around me, I was not harmed by it. And so I have just sort of that vibrant electrical lit up energy around, just kind of that exaltation of actually facing the storm, singing to it, and being successfully completing my first ritual despite the danger associated with that charm.
And memory, the feeling of importance, the reason why you carry that thing would all fade. But in exchange, your magic explodes, protecting Lila, fighting back that feeling of ever-growing darkness. It's now just a seashell. I am going to jump over to Akuji and Ree. I think the two of you notice all these figures. What do the two of you like to do? And Aconites.
Akuji.
Yes.
Akuji would like to get her tails unstuck by the grimy fingers of children at her posterior.
But why are they so sticky?
Cake.
Yeah.
Cake.
Because
Probably
they've
'cause
been
it got-
rolling through cake.
Yes. So yeah, she would like to untangle herself, as it were, before going after or following these suspicious people.
The moment that they notice that something is wrong, that the candles didn't go out, that the central plaza was not suddenly just dark, that their cover seemingly may have been blown, they do start just darting. Just so quickly just weaving in and out of people that it barely looks like anyone around them is noticing what's happening. But if you'd like, you could certainly take chase.
Aconite, you ready to run again?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Three
Let's
of you
go.
just take off through the crowd. I will ask for let's go with a concerted acrobatics. Trying to
So I gotta
weave
get
through people without knocking them down, without getting knocked down yourselves.
Oh boy. That's
I got a
2 for me,
3.
guys.
And
Oh, I'm 2. Woohoo!
I have nothing in concerted. So, but I had to 2 in acrobatics, so
So you had a TN of 2 and rolled a 2, or rolled a 3?
No, I rolled a 3.
I had a T and a 2, and I rolled a 2.
Do you want a success with a consequence or a failure with an opportunity?
I'll take a failure with an opportunity this time.
I'll let you. Sorry, Aconite, what did you get?
I failed, but I would like to push it to a
Success with a consequence?
yes, thank you.
Do you have an idea what the consequence would be?
I would like to I think that I, in order to succeed, probably have thrown my crowbar to try and trip them, but I think that means that the crowbar is lost for
Crowbar's
forever,
gone.
which makes me sad.
Kuji, for your failure with an opportunity, I'm happy to say that you just started to just pull into people, and that caused enough of an opportunity for Ree to slip on past and turn Ree's into a success.
I want
Oh,
to.
Ray, stab him in the patella. Get him in the kneecap.
Well, I've got the torch in hand, and I want
Burn their
to
kneecaps.
set their robes on fire.
Okay. With the fact that the two of you are able to keep up, some of them would immediately cut off the chase and kind of just start flowing off. Imagine almost magical movements, almost running on the wind. They barely seem to touch the ground, and some of them just start splitting off. So you have a group that's headed straight towards the castle, and 2 that seem to have veered off to your left and right. Which ones would you like to follow?
Do we know?
I was just gonna say that it might be like around the castle that the fireworks are gonna be set off, because castle fireworks.
Mhm.
Disney, anyone?
Kingdom falling. That would probably start with the castle, right? And that's more of them, so I can set more of them on fire potentially.
Okay. So, Ree and Aconite, the 2 of you are continuing towards the castle. There we go. That's what I wanted. The others of you managing to eventually either snap yourselves out of it, as Leela, you are freed from the darkness, and the 3 of you follow on close enough behind. But the 2 of you still in tow see these shadowy figures get to the gate. Some of them have to stop and tangle with the guards, but a small handful do still slip past. Some stop in an effort to keep you off their tails, but out of the 12 figures that initially started their dash towards the castle gate, only 2 got inside. And I'll say that's enough to knock off the second omen.
As it's obvious that we can't catch up to the ones that got into the castle, right?
At the moment, unless you have something that you want to do to avoid it, I'm going to throw us into some initiative.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to, as we're because some of them stopped, right? As we were running towards them. I just want to take my torch and bonk them on their robes with it and say, "You didn't stop the fire." Then just keep.
If you were just planning to run past, I will not throw us into initiative actually, but they are going to get some strikes at you as you simply just leave them and continue running on.
Okay, so just because I sort of lost the flow of it.
No worries.
Who who's kind of in the lead? Who among us is kind of in the lead?
So,
and who's
Ree
kinda
and
trailing
Aconites are basically at the gate to the castle. The other three of
Okay.
you are lagging just a bit behind, but maybe one round behind them.
Grab me tails. They
Okay.
keep grabbing my tails.
So I will scoop up Akuji and Lila and put them on my back, and activate flow motion. Just before I do, yell at the other two, hold them. We'll get the escapees.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Aconite and Ree. Are you stopping or just pushing on past?
I'm gonna look at Ree and say, do we actually want to hold them, or should we go join the others? Do you want to set them on fire?
I do want to set him on fire.
All right, I'm gonna stay with Ree.
I imagine this wasn't even a conversation, it was a look of like. And then Ree's like,
Can I just like try to find some kind of kindling that I can light with Ree's torch so that we both
Absolutely.
have something on fire? Cool.
so, instead of jumping into full-blown combat, we're just going to roll competing weaponry rolls. So, Aconites and Ree, these are concerted weaponry versus their concerted weaponry. These are not the basic mooks that you fought before.
Oh no.
Mooks.
Thralls, sorry. Not your basic.
That's cool because I still got a 1.
Is it a crit?
I needed a 1 and I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll again. Damn. That was
It
fine.
is a crit.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna roll for the one that you're against. How would you like to finish that guy?
Yeah.
I'm just singing that alternate form of Billy Joel to him.
All right, that one is just cut down. As
Because
I'm,
they didn't stop the fire.
I'm sure all of the frustration that Ree has felt with the first group, with the flames and magic and there's subtlety and there's arcana, and I just want to just stab something and she just goes off.
We're only 3 hours in before we got a crit, guys. It's fine.
You did it! We got a crit!
The other one is going to strike back at you, Aconite.
I got I needed a 1 and I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Which was really lucky.
is it a crit?
No, it was not a crit.
But it is a success.
Yes.
And it
Can
was
I take my success with a consequence?
Was it a TN of 1?
Yes.
Okay.
I got really lucky.
The consequence, as you managed to get that stab in, is that they are going to get an extra strike against you.
Let's do it.
So their first one, they need a 5. They got a 4. Their weapon gives them +2 blood, so that's a total of 7 blood damage.
Holy. What happens when I run out of blood damage?
Then you start assigning that damage to stats,
Okay.
or to your approaches. And if your approaches all hit 0, then bad things happen.
Beautiful. Roll. Dude, get 7 again. I want to see it all play out right now. Who?
That's a 6. That means that it fails.
Damn.
With the first strike, just this long curved blade, as you get your own stab in and they just push through, just press the blade against you and just rip down. But that's enough of a distraction. That's the other three of you are able to zip past. At this point, you can hear the boom, 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 the fireworks starting to go off.
Can we catch up to the other two because I did activate my flow motion?
The interior of the castle is very much a sort of maze if you don't know exactly where you're going. Would you say that any of you have been inside this castle before?
I might know a way to make this work. I have a spell.
Yeah.
Go for it.
It is called Pierce the Veil. I can see any place at any time, and if I don't enhance it, as long as I can see the location of the castle, and during our play, which would have been in light, I can see the castle grounds when it was light out.
You may see what happened as if you were there.
As if I was there.
Okay. I would say that since you probably spent a lot of time daydreaming and just staring off at nothing, you've probably seen through all the castle windows. Especially up to the Lord's Manor up near the top of the castle. And seeing in that room right now, you would see an epic battle going down between the guards and these figures that slipped past. It's not going well for the loyal guards. Assuming you convey this information, Perkus, you could absolutely just charge to and up the stairs.
Okay, taking them several at a time.
Alright. As the three of you are reaching the top, Aconites, maybe a little hard to tell who you should be more afraid of. Either the individual with the long sword, or Ree, who is a blood-covered monster at the moment. But what would the two of you like to do?
They just ran past Burnin' Man.
Yep, I know, I saw that comment. I was just like, oh my god.
Unfortunately, you killed him before you had too much of a chance to burn to death. But still, the guards seem to be holding their own down here. There's only one left trying to keep you locked here. You are welcome to simply turn, leave him be and go chase after your friends, or take another round to stay and fight.
How hurt does he look?
Unhurt. Oh no,
he's
he
unhurt?
he took one from Aconites.
Nope. I'm
Yeah.
gonna torch him.
Oh my god.
Let's roll your weaponry.
So as I'm doing this, with the torch to try and get it away from Concerted, because I have nothing in Concerted.
I would call this creative.
You call this creative? All right.
You're trying to set him on fire.
With an improvised weapon.
I got a one.
We get the
I
second
got it.
crit.
I got a 2. So no.
Still,
Oh, that would have been amazing though. Shit.
just jabbing with the superheated torch head, near magical level torch head. I will absolutely say that he is on fire, and every round will take another D3 blood damage. What was your TN?
My TN for that is a 3.
A 3. So he immediately takes 3 blood damage.
Does he take any guts damage because, you know, the psychological toll
You
of...
know what? Absolutely. Toll of being set on fire. Aconite.
Bird, baby, bird!
Cultist Inferno, there we go.
Is there a door nearby that I could reach that is not past the guards and not in the direction of this person who we just set on fire?
The only nearby doors would be the ones leading to the interior of the castle.
How easily could I get to it?
Very.
I'm going to grab Ree and start running for the door. I don't know if Ree comes willingly because I know she wants to see this guy fall. But I'm gonna try and just get her to the door.
How tall is Aconite?
I'm sorry?
How tall is Aconite?
Probably around like 5'8", 5'9".
So a lot taller than Bree.
Who's half gnome?
Yeah, half gnome.
Oh, I forgot about that. Cool. I'm just gonna scoop Ree up in an arm, carry her like a football, and run towards the door.
I absolutely picture just a dagger just flailing out. This individual is going to get a strike at you as you grab, turn, and run.
Come on, Hoop. I have a really cool thing I want to do.
Have it hit me instead.
Do it.
I will leave it up
True
to
to
you.
the game. True to the game. Ree, that is totally up to you. If it hits me, it hits me.
It's fine. It can hit me instead. I'm like trying to fly.
We'll go high-low. Who wants high? Who wants low?
I'll take high.
I'll take.
That was a 2, and then it rolled off my notebook onto a 6.
Disrespectful, Hoop. That's okay. That's okay. If you hit me, and you get that max damage again, then we get to see some other fun things.
If it hits, it's 7 no matter what.
Yes. Okay. It's gonna be fun no matter what. Let's go.
Oh jeez.
It's a 4.
No.
Damn.
So I have to roll under a 5 to hit you, which means
Okay.
that is 7 blood damage.
So you have cleared out all of my approaches and my blood. I still have guts, but I don't think that matters. I'm so excited. What happens to me?
Well, before we get to that,
You have a fate point.
but I was the one that...
Let's make him re-roll.
You could. I could re-roll it.
Yeah,
Okay.
re-roll that.
He has to get a 6.
It's a 1. That's not a crit. I can't confirm crits either, so... Not what I wanted. No, it's not what I wanted. Whoops. Yeah. The song. There it is. Perfect. You'd feel that blade just carved down your back. What'd you like to do?
Do I have time to cast a spell?
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm about to drop my guts all the way to 0 too. I am going to cast Secret Door, and I'm going to enhance it. I have 7 guts, and I'm going to enhance it with 7 guts, and open the portal to the location where the omen is taking place. And I'm going to throw Ree through the door to make sure that she gets up there.
Aconite, no!
I have zeroed out everything. I'm so excited.
Okay. I guess my first question would be, Ree, are you resisting any of this?
No, but I'm gonna try and pull Aconite with me.
I can do something if you do.
I'm gonna try and pull, as Aconite hurls me towards the door, I would go, but I would grab Aconite's coat sleeve and pull with the momentum that Aconite had used to throw me through the door.
How about a concerted physique?
Ooh, physique I'm good at. Okay. We got a 2. Which means I had to have a 2, so I will take 3 points of damage to my blood so that it'll succeed.
That's success with a consequence or just a pure success?
Pure success if I can have it.
Okay. Aconites. This figure is still down here. The door is opened. It is draining your life quickly. Feel Reed tugging onto you, just using the momentum trying to pull you forward. Would you do anything or just go with it?
I think that Aconite would use whatever life he has left to try and take care of his friends. So he would go to make sure that Ree gets safely to the other side.
This figure, that blade, it just carved down your back, starts chasing after you immediately, ready to jump through that door to your friends. And you just push Ree off. Give it a moment. Shut the door. And
He's cut in half.
Ree, you would probably be the only one to have a good view of Aconite turning to face down this figure and then just a blade skewering coming out the other side. And then the door shuts.
Aconite, what did you do? That backstabbing dick. Where's Lila with her ouchie kisses?
In fact, you would look around, probably not recognize where you are, but see the rest of your companions charging up the stairs and just past you, headed for the Lord's orders.
Wait, here, right? Here. This is where the omen's supposed to take place, right?
That's what it says. The official wording is that it's wherever the omen is taking place.
So this would actually put you in the noble's quarters, with your companions charging up to you. The guards dead, most of the assailants dead, and only the king and one assailant now trading blows back and forth.
Now, can Reed determine which one's the king and which one's the assailant?
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a good
I
question.
assume that you know what the king looks like.
Okay. I am going to use because I'm assuming that this is initiative, right? I'm not going to do a lethal thing for once. I am going to try and distract the guy, the assailant. So, hey, I just torched all your friends.
Well,
You will die.
since we technically would be an initiative, would any of you like to stand your ground? I didn't think the answer was yes.
I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do because I have like 0 combat abilities.
Aguji's gonna be using a technique.
So you're last.
Yeah.
Any non-harmful action?
Wait. What's turn the tide do?
Great question.
All of our skill checks come with opportunity.
Turn
for
the
3
tide.
turns.
Every action you take brings opportunity.
Yeah, I'll do a technique too then.
Okay. Marcus?
I think what I'm going to try and do is um uh try and do like a I'm not sure how this would work, but I think I'm gonna um try and like use what's left of my momentum to kind of charge into the assailant and like knock him off his feet.
Yeah, I would call that non-harmful. Just try to send him prone.
Yeah.
Okay. Lila?
So Aconite isn't here.
No.
And that was my major bond. So I think Dark Lila's coming out a little bit.
Uh-oh.
The rumor she has
no.
is that her family of witches practices dark arts. It's not all wrong. She's just really great at healing, but that's not the only thing that she's good at. She can also beckon bad things. So I think if it's possible to attack with arcane and kind of unleash some of this
Oh,
dark omen
yeah,
crap at this
absolutely.
thing. Okay.
Well,
Wait, Aconite's with us though, right? Like it's just the Aconite is on the ground dying.
basically, Aconite had to choose between coming through the door with you or stopping, holding back the assailant, and keeping both of them
Oh
back.
no!
outside.
I thought he was dead on the floor with us. Oh man. Oh.
No one is standing their ground. Non-harmful actions with between the distraction and then the centaur charging this individual to send them to the ground. No roll would be required.
Okay. That's good.
This figure just goes flailing and skidding across the stone floor. Sorry, Koji, what were you doing?
Akuji is using a
The
technique.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Lila, you were doing a harmful action.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is probably a concerted arcana. Just
I was
pure
gonna-
emotion.
Yeah, I was gonna argue creative because I'm making my nightmares come to life at this thing.
I accept it, yeah.
Okay, because that gives me a 4. Okay, come on.
I would even get bumped up to a 5 since your bond partner is gone.
Okay, I got a 3 on it, so it's a success.
Very much so. What's your TN is a 4?
Yeah, normally.
We'll bump it to a 5 again because of your major bond. They do have resistance to blood damage still. What does this look like?
Yeah, so I think there's just this like black energy just oozes off of Lila, and her eyes go like this dark, like there is no pupil, it is just dark, and this just miasma starts forming of this shadow that has like these long tendril like hands that begin just it appears and then it just whooshes forward at this guy of just like clawing at like that life, just ripping it as like just taking it to the spirit realm, like where it comes from.
Full on pulling some of his essence just into the darkness. And as he drops and just screams out in pain, the king, a younger individual that took after his father, after he passed years ago, leading the kingdom, kind of bleeding from a few, superficial wounds, just steps back behind the rest of you, just, good, thank you. Please, finish that piece of trash. Get him out of here. The individual on the ground just reaches back, pulls off that that cloak of darkness. And they look very similar. A lot of similar facial features, body structure, though a bit younger. And as he's still kind of writhing in pain, just looks up at Perkis. No, you don't understand. He killed our father. He needs to die. I don't care what happens to me, but do not let him keep this kingdom.
I have insight or
Yeah.
anything like that would be able to have a sense as to whether or not this guy is telling the truth.
Yeah. What skill would you like to use?
No, I'm asking if anyone's got it, because I don't.
I do. I have a lot. I'm also angry, but that might I don't know how that works exactly.
I have
If things
zero
are happening
insight.
or not.
Your little monkey heads don't help you with that.
I have no idea what the monkey heads do, and she just likes the monkey heads.
I mean,
This group is chaos, and I'm so here for it.
I accept careful observe. If insight isn't any good for you,
Nope.
well, no, insight is probably the right answer.
I'm going to. I at this point I will just turn around to the king, and I will just ask him straight up. Is there any truth to this?
You weren't serious. Kill him! He tried to assassinate me. What are you doing?
I don't take lives unnecessarily.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen one of these pieces of paper?
No,
Kuji will show him the omen paper.
no. What is happening right now?
Why'd he kill your dad?
Are
I'm
you?
assuming that's being directed
Yeah,
at the
the other
younger
one.
one.
Are you letting that one get to his feet?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
I'm just kind of standing like right between them.
well, from the ground. Told you, he wanted power. He knew being the oldest, he'd take over.
Why do you need to
Wait.
kill your father?
Is this?
Take over if he's still alive.
Oh, this is fratricide, right?
Yeah. So
Which one of you would be the better king, I guess? Or maybe we should just kill both of you.
From the one on the floor, you'd hear, "Fine, do it." From the other one, "Are you insane?"
I've been called that a time or two.
and I'll just look over at Lila. Lila?
I think now I'm paying attention. Can I make a insight check?
Please do.
Okay.
Let's go
We
with
should kill the king.
a careful insight.
Careful insight. Okay, that's a 1.
Can we get a crit?
Yes, yes, yes.
So nervous right now. Nope, no crit, just a 1.
Would you like to spend 3 blood or guts to make it a crit?
Yeah, sure, I'm losing my sanity fast. Might as well lose some guts
Spend those
along the way.
guts. So what would you like your opportunity to be?
Uh, guess like I want to see because in the Omen list about it. This guy had a whole bunch of thugs come to do all of this to kill the king, but it might topple stability, which could be a problem. I'm trying to see of the better of two evils here because both of these guys seem shitty.
Mhm.
I
So,
want to have a spark of just an idea, like just like a
Can Akuji cast a trinket for Lila?
trinket.
Because trinket is a minor magical effect certain to delight anyone, so that might give her a more encouraged outlook to help decide
Help,
which is better.
help calm that darkness. Just
Yeah, yeah. Get her back. Give her a spark of her herself from literally 20 minutes ago.
so, just stating what you would have known about the Omen. That you know this is where the Omen is leading you. This was the final piece. You've stopped a majority of it, which altered things, but there was no answer of what exactly that Omen would be. Which one of them would survive? Unknown. So really, it's your personal opinion on who you think keeps the kingdom out of darkness.
Neither.
they
Well,
both
Neither of them are
don't.
good.
That's an
but
option.
here's the thing, though. That one is willing to die to save the kingdom.
That
This
one
is not.
orchestrated something that killed Aconite, and I feel like he should die for that.
Fine, do it, but he dies too.
Of course he dies. You both die. You both suck.
Yeah, they both suck. Can Akuji activate Deadly Focus?
Oh,
Alright, she activates Deadly Focus and takes out her dagger. The one that she's had on her the whole time, not that poison one she pawned off for meat skewers.
oh, sorry, real quick, Lila. I didn't actually get to your success. Neither of them are lying.
Okay. Yeah, they're not.
Oh, I
They're
should say
both
that
don't.
the one that came to assassinate the other isn't lying. That his brother did kill their father, but the one that's standing isn't lying in that he believes he's the rightful owner, or rightful ruler. Yeah, go ahead.
They're telling the truth, but you're both terrible people. Do you know this penmanship? Like, we don't know the penmanship at all. Like, because I feel like someone got killed while writing this letter and told us be careful not to do something. Like, shove it in one, like the one on the ground's face.
Oh, we didn't write that. Like, do not let him escape.
I'm gonna torch the king.
Alright. Reed whispers that. Akuji goes, I'm gonna take that guy's head, and if I figure out how to shrink it, I can add it to my collection.
Game on.
Cool.
Little shrunken heads.
Do you need like? I'm sure I could like make some wooden bodies, and then you could make dolls out of them,
That'd be cool.
and we could play dolls. After I
Have a
punch
tea
somebody,
party.
yeah, we could have the tea party we were supposed to have, and we have cake.
We do have cake.
Also, we should probably get Lila down to Aconite if there's any chance of helping So let's just torch these suckers and go check on him.
Neon Lights
Aguji's
Roleplay.
gonna-
Thank you so much for the raid. We are at the
Yay.
moment determining if we kill the king, kill the assassin sent to kill the king, or kill them both.
Kill them
And-
both.
It sounds like the two of you have decided to kill them both.
Perkus stops for a second and said, "Wait a minute. Let's take them outside to the crowd and make them both confess their crimes and let the people decide what to do to them."
So if the people decide to kill him, then can I have his head?
The
Yeah, I kind of promised that.
I mean, they're
could
not going to need
have
it.
the head.
That's true.
king would immediately agree and start heading towards the door.
No, I don't feel like this is a good idea.
He has sway.
The people were singing patriotic songs earlier. Like, they're a part of the freaking cult. They're not gonna turn against him. They're gonna be like, oh no, the assassin tried to kill the king. I feel like we should just torch him. Are there stairs leading out of his chamber?
That's how you got up here.
Okay, I'm gonna push him down the stairs.
Roll your,
hang on. They also look similar. What if we put them both in rags? Would they recognize their king?
Would you roll concerted physique, please?
Oh my god.
Okay, so he's already going down the stairs. So, all right, come on, buddy. Let's get you all dolled up in king-like clothes.
That's a 3.
What's your-
Fortunately, hold on. Hold on. I think, you know what? Oh, do we still have a fate point we can reroll?
I think you do.
I won. A 3, but it's still a 1. And my TN was a 2.
Okay. He would just suddenly be going off down the stairs.
Gravity
I'll
works.
let you roll 2d6 for the amount of blood harm, and I need you to pass his total blood, otherwise he survives, and this is about to be real bad.
How's a 10 sound?
That's enough to do it.
I rolled 2.
It was an accident.
The assassin just kind of plops back down. Now you can see,
He had
like,
a great fall.
he is vicious.
I was like, "Oh, come on, buddy. We gotta get you all dolled up to look king-like."
Like, you
Or-
can see the full extent of the wounds. He definitely got out of this attack much worse off than his brother did.
Guys, I think I just saw who pushed the king down the stairs.
Who was it?
The grand gesture towards our lovely friend that has tried
It's-
to do
it's
all of
fine.
this.
I'm gonna bleed to death up here anyways.
No, you're not.
Not if we burn you first.
Well,
I got Snoop Boop of the night.
I will ask all of you, what would be the final fate for the king and his would-be assassin?
Well, the king is dead.
The king
The
does
king-
lie dead,
Is dead.
and the assassin?
Should we push him down the stairs too?
Yeah, I think so. Make it look like they were fighting together.
That could work.
We're
Could-
not
No,
culpable.
even better. Make the imposter put on some royal clothes,
Yes.
and then make sure he's smeared up with blood just as equally as the king, and then shove him down the stairs so that they land on top of each other, and we can let the guards draw their own conclusion.
Right. So I'm gonna pull some clothes out of the king's closet and then we'll just dress. There you go.
This is so gonna end poorly, but I love it. I love it.
There are 4 of you. That's a 4. In the midst of planning and pulling out a king's outfit, as you go to dress him up, he is going to pull out a dagger and take one final strike because he is not going through this humiliation without a fight. And this is on to Ree.
Okay.
Oh no.
1.
Okay.
That's a 4. I've rolled like 5 or 6 ones, have not confirmed at one time.
Okay, I have +1 to physical resist.
So that would be 5 blood damage.
Okay, I'm still up.
The
Can
final.
Akuji stab in retaliation for what they did?
You would have time to make one strike before the rest of you could end him. He's heavily wounded. It wouldn't take.
Okay, so yeah, with the deadly focus still on, so that would be weaponry or
I'm assuming that this is an auto crit. He can't defend himself.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because yeah, +2 with a dagger, so boom, dab.
With both the king and his younger brother dead, surely the kingdom will start to slip into a bit of turmoil. Was that the right answer? Was either of them worth saving? You may never know. But, following day, I'm going to go down and ask what the immediate future would hold, as none of you can be implicated in this. You would see the kingdom descending into a little bit of chaos. Starting with Aconite. Because when you would hit 0, have an option. You can live with a life-altering consequence, or you can die. Which would you pick?
That I'm so torn. I think that I think Aconite would want to live. I think that there would kind of be this like, oh, like I am actually having fun with this group of bandits as we steal cakes and set people on fire and dazzle guards and sing on stages and all the things. And so I think Aconite would want to live.
You roll 2d6 for me.
Ooh, spicy. A 2 and a 1.
Two and 1, so a total of a 7.
No, a total of a 3.
6. Wow. I heard a 5 and a 2. What is happening in my brain?
I was staring at my dice so hard. I was like, I think I know this math.
Total of a 3. Thank you.
Yes.
As you lie there bleeding, Aconite would see visions. 4 of them total. 1 for each of your companions. Would see Lila on that day that the darkness finally wins. Finally burns out that bright, innocent spirit. And the darkness gains control. You'd see the day that Akuji finally gets caught. The day the Wild Hunt finally meets its prey and drags them off. See the day that Perkis finally loses themselves the way that all Stormcallers do, that power growing and growing and growing until the day that they join storms, that their voice joins the thunder and lightning. The day that Turi is hauled off in chains. Knowing that if you die here, you can't stop any of it. But if you're alive, maybe. So you would become damned, meaning that your purpose at saving your friends' lives is the only thing that's keeping you going. And should you ever fail or succeed at that purpose, your life is forfeit. But until then, you're granted another chance. So as the five of you reconvene, the rest of you seeing Aconite, a gaping wound in their chest, what would Aconite's immediate future be?
Aconite would probably look at everybody and be like, "Oh, that sucks. I didn't plan on that. That was pretty terrible, guys. I'm not gonna lie." And would definitely. Does the wound stay? Like, is this like a
Absolutely,
fresh
it
wound, or do I
does.
get the sense it's gonna stay there for forever?
Absolutely.
I'm making it into a pocket. Whatever little spare things Aconite finds, they are just going to go and pick them up and just, even if they get caught stealing something, I'm just going to shove it into the wound because what are they going to do? Nobody's going to reach in there to take it back out.
Fair enough. So would you stay in the city? Would you leave?
I'm going to stay with my friends wherever they
Wherever they
head
go?
off. Yeah.
Well, Lila, after seeing that your friend is indeed alive, what would your next step be?
Running up really quickly and just like barreling in, giving Aconite the biggest hug possible with all the healing energy I can, and seeing that that doesn't work as well as I hope it did. At least that my friend is still there, and I'm gonna try. And I didn't know that that smoke thing could happen. That kind of has lingered a little, but people really can't see it, but I can. So I named it Jasper. And I'm just gonna try and make the world a little bit better, no matter where we go. Just keep that light burning as long as I can.
All the while, Jasper just being that voice in your head that's like, we could just kill them. We don't have to buy this. We, stab and just run off with it. That Jasper is your permanent intrusive thought.
Yep.
All right. Akuji, what would your next step be?
Oh, well, first of all, would get Aconite over to a tailor and buy them a brand new jacket with that custom pocket for their permanent pocket cavity, and would suggest to the group that they leave town and go explore some new areas, because obviously omens are going to be happening in other places, and she may or may not have heard that the Wild Hunter are active again and is quite curious about them since they're long-lived and could potentially have a spot of tea ready for the group.
Perkis.
Perkis thinks this is an excellent suggestion and suggests that maybe they go shack up with his clan for a little bit, and that will give him time to write a song about these events. Which he will then use to he will attempt to use on the next really just obnoxious storm that comes his way. But following his friends too when they call for him.
Somehow, your new song does seem to just stir up the storms even more, for who knows what reason. Might be that this group exudes chaotic energy, and the storms feed off of that. But,
Seems
Great.
fair.
Bree, what would your next step? You are needed.
I would first off, player me would use the word admonish for the talking to that I would give Aconite for, making me go without him. No more valiant sacrifices or killing yourself and whatnot, even though that pocket cavity's really going to come in handy for cake and other things later on. But, and then to be able to get to Perkus's clan, I would be like, hey, you know what else has really good storms? The sea. That should get the wild hunt off of Akuji for a little while. And, we can just travel by sea and learn some sea shanties because I might know a pirate.
So it sounds like the five of you, Chaos Incarnate, does some traveling, visits the land of the centaurs, makes your way to the coast, calls on your contacts, barters your way onto a pirate vessel, and the next stage of your journey involves the high sea.
He's not my dad, though. Like, that's the problem. The root.
Is the rum always gone?
Okay,
No,
infinite rum.
Oh, thank goodness.
but the whiskey might be.
Oh no.
Bree, as soon as you step aboard and, are greeted by not your father, of course. You'd all be
Not the mom.
welcomed aboard, kind of shown the ropes, shown around the crew, and your not father would just, kind of stare at Aconite. Back to Aconite. Just one low sentence that's only you would really be close enough to hear, and that's no fraternization in the crew. And then just go walk up to the wheel.
What does that mean?
No gain to know someone on the religious book level.
And with that, we will bring this game to a close. The Doom apparently circumvented, maybe in a way that even the gods hadn't predicted. And holy crap, this was fun.
Oh my god, this was amazing.
This was the best.
Thank
It
you all
was
so
it
much
was-
for being here. You were a wonderful cast. Thank you to everyone that came and supported us and watched us. Thank you to Neon Lights for the raid. We heckin' love ya. But one last round, I did want to give everyone a chance to tell the people who you are, and if you're working on any projects, people can check out where they can find it. Start again, clockwise, moving from me with Ian.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kian. You can find me on Twitter at uptight_Chiffon. Tonight I played Aconite. who did die, and I feel like this is a really common trend, Hoop. But you know what? It's fun every time. Next up, I will be here on the 8th playing Icon. Hopefully, I will be able to join for some of the February games. And then starting on the 16th, I will be over at Sword and Key playing Invisible Sun, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be a little campaign, so we'll see how it goes. So definitely come and check it out.
Yeah. Over to Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. You can find me at all socials at Nerd on Wheels 15 or the Nerd on Wheels, some combination. I played Lila tonight, and you can find me over on 2000 Tales YouTube channel. Tomorrow night we are playing Masks RPG, a fun superhero romp where a bunch of teens get a bunch of powers, and there's a rogue AI. It's a lot of fun. And then Friday, we have a special mini series coming up. That is a Cyberpunk Red, but if you made it into a Twin Peaks mystery, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's run by Taylor at Potato.
Aw.
And it's a lot. It's really cool. She just finished up the character art for it. But yeah, you can find that at 2000 Tales Roleplay on YouTube.
Hey. All right. Over to Nisa.
Hey everyone, I'm Nisa, also known on Twitter as Zelda Nerd 1988. I just like reposting a lot of the amazing things that Lost Caravan has been producing, and I also post just some random shenanigans. So it's pretty much, if you wanted to see the occasional haha, go ahead, drop me a follow. If not, no problem. I occasionally pop on for Lost Caravan. I was one of the 2 players that came on literally within with a 25-minute notice. So thank you so much for having me aboard. It was a blast. I've never played Arc Doom before, and I gotta say, I am now a fan, and I'm looking forward to hopefully playing another one in the future. So again, thank you very much. Please remember to drop the likes and follows and subscribe for all the stuff down below, and check out their YouTube page because there's so much cool stuff on there. But yeah, thank you very much for having me, guys.
You forgot your other name, the only lawful good person in the party.
Yes, my
We have chaotic
character.
good with Lila, but
Yes, like I played Akuji today.
all right. And then over to Kai.
Folks, I'm Kai. I'm basically just on Discord, but I show up here to play with the caravan every once in a while when I get lucky enough to get picked, and today was definitely one of those days. Holy cow, would not have missed this for the world. This is the I said before you were just like a couple of hobbits in a trench coat. No, this was this was Tooks all the way down. Um, um, and it was amazing. And thank you for letting me be the odd voice of four-hoofed reason most of the time. And I'm glad I was able to be a part of that. So yes, as Nissa said, definitely check the rest of these out because these people are wonderful, and I love playing with them.
Absolutely. I feel like Perkus was the neutrality that kind of helped bring everyone together. But yeah, and the other very last minute addition, Pix.
Hi, I'm Pixelated Bunny. I am primarily a cast member on Distal's Place on Twitch. You can also find me, actually, very recently, I'm writing for Nomnivore Games. And so you should check out the emberwindgame.com. Nomnivore is a fantastic company for gaming, especially catering to those who are neurodivergent in any way. So it's really cool to work with them. And yeah, I'm Pixelated Bunny on basically everything. So
Heck yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I've wanted to play with you guys forever because I've followed forever, and I try to lurk when I can. It just really happened to work out tonight. So this was my first time on Arc, or playing on Arc is the campaign system, and super easy to learn, but a whole lot of fun. Thank you so much, Hoop.
Absolutely. Thank you to both of you for being here last second, and the fact that you just popped in and all of you just had fantastic chemistry together in a game that we've never played with players that most of you have never played with before. Just absolutely goes to show how wonderful you all are as players and as people. And yeah, this was a ton of fun. So thank you all once again. We heckin' love you. Our friends over at Total Party Chill are currently live, so I'm going to throw a raid over to them. But yeah, before I do, our casting call for our long-running campaigns, which we're starting in March, are still open. Go sign up, come just be part of all of our cool stuff we do. Otherwise, we do casting calls every month for one-shots and miniseries and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's it. Be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.